Give me 2 seconds to make the tweet.
And me post.
Okay, so everybody is remembering what happened last time? Yes, no, maybe?
Maybe.
Kids have gone missing. We're all strangers. We're gonna go find them. Something like that. When we got to a town and said hi.
Yes.
That's right, I remember. I went into the blacksmith and was just very blunt about it.
And there you go. I got my image loaded up and it did not crash anything.
Awesome. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. So, you guys arrived at the Yawning portal. Were able to find a relatively empty table. After a little bit of banter back and forth, you were given a scroll and told to speak with a lady who was sitting further in the tavern. Now, having spoken with her, she let you know that a group of her son and her daughter had gone missing, and that she's looking to pay some adventurers to see what has happened to them. So, you took a ride to a town called Oakhurst. You did a little bit of exploring around the town, speaking with a handful of different people, and you are now poised, ready to head off out of town.
Okay.
So, as you head out of town, the old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens. Two of the pillars stand straight, and most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. A sturdy knotted rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars on this side of the ravine.
I am going to go peer down into the ravine. I'm assuming that the rope kind of hangs down into the ravine.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander over and peer down, see what's down there.
So, the ravine itself. The ravine looks to run for several miles in either direction. You'd guess it's probably around 30 feet deep.
All right. Does the rope go all the way down to the bottom?
Yeah, so the rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars, hanging down into the darkness of the ravine. The rope looks to be in good condition, and from what you can tell, you could climb down there. It looks to descend down to a ledge.
Are we even close to where we're supposed to be going, or is it just kind of like a pit stop?
As far as you know, the citadel is submerged into the underground somehow, and this looks like this was probably how somebody got down there.
I'm gonna look around for like a small rock and then toss it over just to see if anything scatters at the bottom.
All right, so you pick up a rock that's about fist size. You throw it over the side, and you listen for a little bit. You hear it clack onto something and then drop further and then clack a couple more times and then that's it.
I really don't want that to be me if that rope breaks.
And you're bigger than like me and Grackles, so
Quite a bit bigger.
Yeah, Grackle's like 2.5 feet tall, so
Yeah, I'm. Oh my gosh. I'm 6'7" and 250 pounds on a good day.
So you're about a sixth of the way there already.
Oh my goodness.
sorry, I misspoke. Grackle is 3 feet 4 inches tall and 70 pounds.
Yeah, still go the same amount of length.
So a half a scruffy.
Is that our new measurement distance now? We're gonna measure in scruffies.
and like I'm like 51 pounds, so
Grackle, can I get you to
It,
roll?
it would have to be measure in Merca because Scruffy's much shorter.
Can I get you to roll an investigation check for me?
Investigation.
Yes. On the
Let's
skills
see.
tab.
Oh boy, I have a -1.
Oh boy.
so we need to go down there, or we're just
Or
so much
actually,
more in here?
sorry, one sec. Actually, can I get you to roll a survival check instead? Sorry.
Survival.
Basically, where the plus
I'm
or
better at
minus, where the
survival.
plus or minus is, just double click on that, and that should roll it for you. Okay.
Well, I'm good at it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna roll well.
So, you
Go
take a
flat, go
look.
flat.
You take a look around at the pillars, and you notice that a lot of it, there's some graffiti on several of the pillars, and it's written in Dwarvish. And at first, you're just like, "Oh, that's kind of like Goblin," but you can't really make out what it is.
Grackle can't read.
A dwarven is not a dwarf, right?
No,
No.
I'm a deep
You're a
gnome,
gnome,
and
aren't you? Okay.
I know Dragonkin and Gnomish, I believe.
Well, um, well,
I
okay.
know Dwarvish, actually.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Well,
that makes one of us.
if you take a look,
I totally forgot.
you see that there is a lot of graffiti on several of the pillars, and you recognize one inscription as a warning, and a couple of them look to be threats against trespassing.
I would relay that to the group because I think Hayaba would be a little dubious about jumping in there. She's like, hold on. I don't like these warning signs.
I really thought dwarves really only wrote down their beers, but okay. Or beard
So-
care.
So Doran was saying that he was sleeping when hearing why we're at this ravine instead of heading onto the fortress.
Okay. So, are you gonna climb down the rope or no?
Oh, Grackle never got anywhere in life by being careful.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and climb down.
Okay. You grab a hold of the rope. The majority of the rope, like before it goes over the edge, is like just regular rope. As you sort of grab the rope and sort of bring it up a little bit so you can get a foot on it, you notice that it has actually been tied in knots at regular intervals. So it's much easier to
Ooh.
climb both down and up.
Oh, okay. I thought like tied together in knots. I'm like,
Kind of handy.
So after a few minutes, you see Grackle disappear over the side, and after about a minute, you hear a thump as Grackle you land on a platform.
Is it stone platform, wooden platform? What's it made out of?
Okay, a sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and the bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn staircase zigzags down the side of the ledge, descending further into darkness.
All right, I call back up. Be careful. Footing's kind of rough down here.
Hayafa would look at the remaining party and ask if, are you sure? Do we want to venture after Grackle? I don't want to leave him by himself. Giving a
If he
dubious
di-
look at the rope.
If he dies, it's his own fault.
I'll see if it holds our weight. And I'll go next.
Okay. So after a small, after about a minute of sort of shimmying your way down the rope, you touch down on the same platform.
I think it's good.
All right, I guess that means I'm going next. Hayaba would go to shimmy down the rope then, I guess.
Okay, yep. You're able to climb down with no issues.
Whew, I was kind of worried about all my heavy gear. So like, am I gonna have to slide on the shield, or what am I gonna have to do?
And I'm like, I guess I better follow suit. So I shimmy down.
Yep. Okay. So the four of you are standing on this sort of sandy ledge. There is a set of stairs that leads further down.
I'm gonna start heading down. I also have to say that this party is cursed if you're gonna let the Goblin Barbarian lead it.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
I'm right behind you guys.
So the
Yeah, me
5
too.
foot
Oh,
wise.
we're descending into darkness, right?
Yeah. So it's getting dark. So the further you go down, the more likely you are to need some sort of light source. The 5 foot
I
wise
will pull out my
stairs,
hooded lantern then.
they descend down. They're quite roughly carved, but they don't look dangerous to traverse. And they're not slippery in any way, but they're old. These stairs have been here for quite some time. So, as you descend, a fortress emerges from the darkness. The subterranean citadel, though impressive, seems long forgotten. If the lightless windows, cracked crenellations, and leaning towers are any indication. All is quiet, though a cold breeze blows up from below, bringing with it the scent of dust, and a faint trace of rot.
Smelly.
So, the second platform that you come to is just big enough for the four of you to be standing on, and there is another set of stairs that continues further down.
So the citadel's farther down.
Yes.
Like heading down to it. Okay.
How many of us have some sort of like low light or dark vision?
I think
think-
both you and Dorvin have dark vision, right?
Right.
I know I
Um,
do.
The Dragonborns do not, but I have a hooded lantern and
Where
I
does-
think
some oils.
I have torches, so that's pretty much it. Which is not a stealthy way to go about things, I realize.
But hey,
Well,
we've got breath weapons. It's cool.
Right? I'm just blowing fire. I'm like, who needs a torch? And I just inhale. Because that would be effective the whole way. Just completely out of breath. I'm like, hold on, I just need another breath before I. Anyway, sorry.
All right, so torch or lantern?
I think hooded lantern would probably be best since there was a lot of warnings that people clearly don't want us here, and if we can be a little stealthier.
Yeah, I think I can
Hayaba.
actually dim it a bit. Let me just double check.
Two quick things, Spaz. One, we can totally see the map in the Twitch window. And two, is there any way for us to see what you want us to see in the Fantasy Grounds window when it concerns
Yes,
the map?
I will show you that in a sec. I'm just setting that up.
Okay, and yeah, I've got Twitch turned off other than chat.
Yeah, if you want, just go to twitch.tv/spazwest and I think it's /chat, and it just brings up the
Yeah.
chat window. Because then I do this and share that with you guys. And it also like doesn't use as much bandwidth if you're also watching the stream, sort of thing.
And I think I have dark vision because I looked it up, and Deep Gnomes, at least if I was looking at the right thing, have dark vision. I think that's what I remember from last time. How
Okay.
do you scroll in this?
If you hover over it, you can scroll. Middle mouse click is to move around. Sorry, if that's what you
Okay.
meant.
Perfect. Yeah. Because I just
So-
in the window.
Yeah. You can resize the window with left click, and then middle mouse click is to sort of scroll around in the actual window itself. So, the narrow stairs empty into a small courtyard, apparently the top of what was once a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding floor. That floor stretches away to the north and south, composed of a layer of treacherous, crumbled masonry, which reaches to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must be the Sunless Citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard.
I am going to go over and investigate the tower.
Okay.
Is it dark enough that the Dragonborn can't see naturally at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
I probably should actually. Sorry, Greg. I'll stay with the Dragonborn just as a watch out.
I was trying to figure out how to use one of my oil flasks, and I can't figure out how to change it from 4 to 3 now.
If you click on the number and then just type 3.
Okay. All right. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. We got a lantern up.
Okay. So the door in front of you is a stone door. It doesn't look too heavy, and it doesn't look very. It doesn't look like worn and destroyed. It just looks like it's sort of as old as everything else.
Is there any obvious way to open it? Any handle or keyhole?
Yes. Yeah. There is a handle that you can grab to open the door with.
I guess. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you first.
I was gonna ask if I could see Grackle. Like, I don't know if there's enough light around us because you used your hooded lantern, right? Maybe.
The hooded lantern gives 30 feet bright and then an additional 30 feet dim.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna have Hayava potentially go up and stand next to him.
So you can move your characters around, and I can then accept the movements once you've done what you'd like to do. Okay. Looking to open the door.
Grackle will go first.
Okay.
Grackle is the toughest.
Okay. So you crack open the door, and inside this circular area is cobbled with cracked granite, upon which sprawl the bodies of 4 goblins, apparently slain in combat. One corpse stands with its back against the western wall, the spear that killed it still skewering it and holding it upright. 3 wooden doors lead from this area. A hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet into the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone except for a couple of crumbling ledges above you.
How fresh are the corpses?
Well, taking a look at the corpses, it looks like they've been dead for quite a while.
Grackle thinks they should have protected themselves better.
From what you can see, it looks like the rats have probably gotten to them, and it doesn't look like they'd have anything valuable on them.
What about the spear that's still skewering one?
Did you want to remove that from the wall?
Ooh. Sure.
Okay. So you reach down and grab hold of the spear and you pull it backwards. As you do, the spear sort of the wood sort of cracks in your hand, like it's very, very sort of weak, and you notice that the tip of the spear is practically falling apart. You speak Draconic, yes? As a dragonborn?
Yes. Mhm.
You see in front of you, as the body slumps over, a Draconic rune on the wall behind it. That rune reads...
Ooh, secrets.
Spoilers.
Ashadalon.
Do I have any idea what that means?
From what you can tell, that's maybe someone's name.
I realized I was
Hmm.
outside.
Okay.
So, as it stands, there are two doors out of this room. Where would we like to head?
Are the doors made out of the same material as the one that came into the room?
No, so these are wooden doors.
Does either door look more worn than the other?
No, they both look pretty old and beaten, but they are reinforced with iron, so they've held together quite well, you know. A regular wooden door probably by this point would have fallen to pieces completely, but the iron bars like that are set into it sort of have kept it together.
Okay.
I am going to go get a closer look at the northwestern door.
Okay,
I will take a closer look at the southwestern door then.
no problems. Okay, yeah, so both of the doors look fairly worn. There's nothing out of the ordinary unless you'd like to do an investigation on the doors themselves for anything.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation on the doors.
Okay.
Or on my door, I guess.
Yep, roll investigation.
Okay,
I'll
I
come
have to
over to
find that again.
And I'll come over to Grackles and I'll do investigation there.
No worries.
Good, because Grackle is bad at investigating.
I
Okay.
forgot where you roll.
So if you go to your skills tab and then double click on the plus or minus under total. Does that make sense? So your investigation has a 0, so the 0 that's in line with investigation, you double click on that. There we go. Okay.
You two are
Okay.
bad at investigating too.
So, Ayava, the door,
Jeez.
it looks like a normal door. The wood itself is fairly, has started to rot, but it's being held together. It doesn't look like there's anything out of the ordinary with this door. Dwarven, it's a wooden door. It's rusted. The wood's a bit gross. It just looks like no one's bothered repairing anything in here for quite a long time.
Anybody have any inkling on which route?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
As I say, Scruffy,
Well-
do you want to say it out loud or shall I?
uh, let
Don't
me
split the
check.
party. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, no. Rule number 1: don't split the party.
Oh yeah, no.
I was waiting.
Don't send the two blind people together.
And
Sure.
and
We'll just go ahead and open the door that we're at. Why not?
Okay.
Gently.
Right. I'll go back down. I'll go down and join them at that door.
yeah,
Okay, so you crack the door open. The masonry walls of this 20-foot wide hall are in poor repair. The far end has collapsed, filling the southern section with rubble. The western wall is in much better shape than the other walls, and it holds a stone door with a rearing dragon carved in relief into it. The door has a single keyhole situated in the dragon's open mouth.
I would like to go check out that keyhole.
Wait, could you say that again? The dragon is on the western side of the wall or on the southern
Yes,
side?
the west. The southern part of the wall is mostly rubble.
Did you say that was the dragon part of the door, or was it just
Yes, the
next
dragon
to
is
it?
part
Okay.
of the door.
Yeah, can I go
like a
inspect it?
metal
And-
dragon.
Yeah, okay, so, so yeah, so it looks like it has some kind of mechanism to it. There is a single keyhole within the dragon's mouth.
Can I
Greco,
investigate to make
ways.
sure there's no like traps or anything if I were to try to pick the lock?
Of course.
All right. Wait a minute, why isn't that working?
Okay. It looks like, so from what you can see, the door itself looks like once you get the key in and turn it, it should open, but you're not quite sure how it would open. But, you know, it looks really cool.
Does like singing or some chant open it?
Well, I could try to pick the lock.
Yep, go for it.
Doesn't sound like we have too much to lose if there are no traps.
Well, there was a name in the other room written in Draconic, and now we get a door that's a dragon. And I don't know, that seems a little ominous to me, but
It does.
I am pretty damn curious.
Spaz, would my Bart have any knowledge of the name in the past one, or
Actually, can I get you to roll a history check for me?
yes?
So you think about it for a moment, and you're like, that name, maybe, no, you can't. No, it doesn't
Spaz, are
doesn't
these
ring any
dice rigged?
bells. It doesn't ring any bells.
I'm a very bad bard, a bad historian.
I am going to go down and check out the rubble.
Okay. Just give me 2 seconds.
I know more about the Duke of Bui doTERRA than I do about that name in the other room.
Nope, that wrong one. This one.
Which Scruffy knows all about. The
Wait, what?
No, it's Clanker. Clanker knows all. Hayava knows about the Duke of Bui doTERRA.
Okay,
Scruffy knows
Scruffy,
more
would you
I
like
do.
to make a dex check on your thieves' tools to pick the lock?
Okay. I was trying to figure out, would I even have proficiency with those, or how would I know if I have proficiency with those?
So, as a rogue, you gain expertise, skill proficiency with thieves' tools. So your proficiency bonus is doubled when using thieves' tools. So, so roll a dexterity check, but before you roll it, in the bottom left-hand corner, you see the +2 next to advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Click that so that it turns red.
Okay.
And then now roll a dexterity check by just double-clicking dexterity on the main page of your character sheet. Okay.
Hey, that's not too shabby.
So,
Nice.
while you start working on the door, sort of having a look over it, realizing that, well, from what you can tell from the mouth of the dragon, there doesn't look to be any mechanisms that you can see, and so you sort of bust out your thieves' tools and you start to work on the lock itself. Grackle, you move towards the rubble. Can I get you guys to roll initiative for me?
Oh, shiz.
Oh boy.
Oh
I
dear.
mean, everybody or just
Everybody.
how do you do? How do you roll for initiative?
On the main page, the dead center where it says INIT, just double click on that.
I am so great with initiative rolls.
Cool.
Always done last.
I was caught completely flat-footed.
Okay, so Grackle, as you
Actually,
move
they're pretty good.
towards the rubble, you see the rubble start to shift ever so slightly. And from the rubble jumps a giant rat. As it jumps towards you, it tries to bite you. That's a hit.
Ow.
Ooh.
So yeah, it jumps out of the
Ow.
rubble, completely catching you off guard, and it just chomps down on your arm.
Ow!
Okay.
Poor
Hey,
Grackle.
Ava.
All right. I think I can move 15, right?
30 feet.
That-
So your
30, okay.
speed is how far you can move. That's on the main page, and actions that you can do are on the actions page, including all your
Okay.
weapons and spells that you have access to.
So I just need a refresher because it's been a long time. So can you move and attack in the same turn, or can you only do one?
Yes.
turn?
So in a turn, you have a move action, a full action, and a bonus action. Your full action, you can. So if you need to move further, you can use your full action to dash, which doubles your movement.
Right.
But we'll get to that
Okay.
if it ever comes up. I'll explain further.
I have a little cheat sheet up. I just was trying to remember what all I could do.
Yeah. Move
Okay.
action, regular action, bonus action. That's what it is.
Okay. Hayava will run to Grackle's side, and try to. I guess she was gonna take a swipe at the rat because nobody hurts Grackle. That's just
Okay.
mean.
So
Aw.
on your character sheet, if you grab where it has the dice and the +5, click and hold on that one, and then drag it and drop it on the rat. Either in the combat tracker or on the map, if that's easier.
The +5.
Yes. So if you click and hold that, a dice will appear. Drop that dice directly on the rat.
Like that?
Nothing happens, so probably no.
Okay, I think I actually physically picked up a dice. Hold on, I'm just gonna go.
It's under your actions tab, right?
Yes. So on the actions tab, you see longsword, the sword icon, and then a dice with a +5. On your character sheet, the bottom tab.
Actions tab. It'll be in the middle.
Okay, you just turned your longsword into a ranged weapon. That's okay. You're in the right place at least. So click and hold the dice. There we go. Exactly.
Got
Perfect.
it. Okay.
That's what you do. Perfect.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you rush forward and you bring your longsword out and you lash out towards the creature. Your instinct is to lash out for center of mass, and your sword just goes harmlessly over the rat's head, and you think to yourself, "Oh, I didn't account for the fact that this rat isn't a person." Okay.
Apparently, I'm not a very good tank.
That's okay. Okay. Now that's everything you can do on your turn. So on the combat tracker, can you press the arrow in the bottom left-hand corner that looks like a down arrow? There we go. Cool.
Okay.
Dorvin.
How many? Yeah. How far can I move?
It should say on your character sheet, and that would be 25 feet as a gnome.
Oh, speed. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, at this point, you can see that the rat is basically surrounded. So if you have any ranged attacks, those would probably be your best option.
Yeah. So so should I move there and I've got a throwing dagger.
Well, the dagger's range is a minimum of 20 feet, so you can do that from where you stand.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to
Then,
move forward if you don't want to.
Then yeah. If you can decline my move and then.
Yep, done.
I'll
Okay, yeah.
I'll
So
take that.
so in your menu where it has the dagger with the bomb next to it, that means that it's a thrown weapon. So
Okay.
grab that one. Yep. Cool. Okay. So as Hayava sort of brings her weapon back towards her, you see a knife just come sort of wheeling through the air and just stick into the side of the rat. Fraz, where it says
Nice.
1d4 plus 2 piercing, can you drop that on the rat as damage?
Like that.
The same way you did the first hit, just do the same with the damage that's next to it. Perfect. There we go. Yeah. So the dagger sort of buries itself into the side of the rat, and it makes a bit of a noise as it takes the damage. And now, if you just press down on the combat tracker to end your turn.
And one question as I do that, I see under ammo, one's checked off for 2. So that means after we're all done, I need to retrieve my dagger.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
When it comes to arrows, I get people to roll a survival check to see if the arrows are usable, and depending on how many arrows they spent and how well they rolled, depends on how many they get back. With daggers, generally they don't break as easily, and so I keep sort of a note in the background of how many times you've thrown the daggers. And after maybe 10 or so throws of a dagger, it would probably be not as usable in combat. So, but you don't need to worry about that for now. Just keep that in mind for the end of combat before we move on.
Okay.
All right, Scruffy, you've seen this stuff go. You've heard what's happening behind you. Do you continue or do you stop?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is this gonna interrupt my lock picking?
Yes.
Balderdash. I glance
That
over
might be a
and
bad
see
idea.
I glance over and see how bad the rat's hurt.
It's hurt. Grackle's hurt, but Hayava's looking fine.
Crap. Grackle, duck. I'm gonna throw a dagger at him.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. I'll throw the dagger. Do. Nope.
Okay. You didn't drop it on the rat.
Oh. Shoot. Okay.
Okay. Try that again.
It was an 8 though.
That's okay. Try it again.
That was even worse.
Oh.
Better, but still a miss. Yeah. So you're sort of
Balderdash.
dealing with your keys, your keys in your lockpick, and you just sort of reach down for one of your daggers and just kind of throw it over your shoulder, and you hear it
Ow.
sort of just hit something solid.
That wasn't you, right, Grackle?
But it sounded like it hit something.
arm hurts.
It sounded like it hit stone
Okay.
to you.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Don't worry. In my last
Balderdash.
session, I had a player roll a nat 1 when attacking and almost kill one of the allies standing next to him, who was an NPC. But the NPC was a revenant and just kind of looked at him and was just like, "It's fine. It'll regrow." The Revenant had already died a few times, so he was fine with it.
Remind me later to tell you
Oh,
about the
they're
introduction
great.
of one of the players in one of my campaigns.
Hmm. All right. Can you just end your turn on the combat tracker, and it will be Grackle's turn.
Arrow? Yeah.
Grackle,
Grackle's gonna kill it.
go for it.
Do it.
Hit it hard, Grackle.
Grackle's gonna completely miss.
Where is the dice jail on Fantasy Grounds? Because these have all been poop rolls. Very poop rolls.
They'll get better. All right. That's it for you then.
Better.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you want to rage?
Not on a rat.
Okay, that's fine. Just thought I'd ask. So just end your turn for me, and then. All right. So the rat is going to attack Hayava.
Oh.
So it jumps towards you and latches onto your arm, and you sort of wince, and then you don't feel anything, and you look down, and the rat is just like gnawing on your arm, but the armor plates that you have on, its teeth just can't get through them.
Thank goodness.
It's your turn.
All right. I'm going to take another slash of that rat because hopefully I can skewer it at this range. I could feel real bad if I miss.
That's a hit. So now do the same thing with the box that's to the right, which is damage.
Grab its tail, bash it against the wall,
Yeah.
murder it.
1d6 plus 1d8 plus 3. It says.
Oh no, I'm just trying to. I'm confused at what you meant. I'm sorry.
Okay, so next to where it has the +5, so the +5 is how much to hit. Next to that, where it says 1d8 plus 3 slashing, that's the damage that you do when you hit. So grab that damage and drop that on the rat now.
Got it.
There you go. Okay, so after you sort of shake it off your arm, you steady your weapon and you just stab straight at the rat, just sort of skewering it, and as you move your sword back, it just goes limp on the floor.
Yeah.
That's what you get for biting Grackle, you meanie.
I'm gonna stomp on the rat a few times.
Go for it.
You sure you don't want to make it out into a hat or something? Might be big enough.
It hurt me. I'm going to step on it.
If you want to skin it, just roll a survival check, and I'll tell you how much leather you get from it.
And it's
Grackle
Oh my
doesn't
gosh,
care about
a
rats.
rat
try this
skin
rat
cloak.
over this
Okay.
bed.
Okay, cool.
Something fresher.
All right, so that's now the end of combat. So, Scruffy, can I get you to roll another dexterity check with that +2 again? To
Hey,
continue.
Hayava, can you get my dagger? That probably over there somewhere in the wall.
I will go look for it in this
Thank
very dim light.
you.
Just kind of shuffle around.
Do. Stupid rat.
Okay, Dwarven, you also recover the dagger that you stuck into the rat.
Okay, good. Do I need to roll survival, or am I good on that?
No, all good on that. Okay. So you spend a few minutes sort of picking at the lock, Scruffy, but you just can't seem to get it. There seems to be something a little extra about this lock that just doesn't quite work.
Well, I am not up to snuff today. Should we go check the other door?
Grackle wants to continue searching the rubble. He found the rat. There's got to be treasure now.
Okay.
Sure.
Can I get a investigation check from you? All right. After a few minutes, while while she's working on the lock, you just sort of move some of the smaller bits of rubble out of the way, sort of roll some of the large bits of rubble out of the way. You don't find anything though.
Grackle is disappointed.
I've got a question. Is there a mouth on the door on the dragon?
Yeah, so it's the mouth of a dragon with a keyhole in the center.
Okay, keyhole. Because I was thinking like fire wouldn't go there to open something up.
I'm shoving thieves' tools in it.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was thinking of like at Universal they had the Poseidon Adventure, and there was like one lock that they put fire into, and it opened up. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I could try breathing fire on it, but I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Save it for bigger rats.
Agreed. I'll
Alright.
barbecue the next one.
I'm sure we'll run into a key
Speaking
somewhere.
of, do we have? I think someone else has healing, right? We should probably.
I think I do.
I got stabby things. I'm not the healer today.
I'm looking at my skills. I don't see. I've got animal handling.
Into actions, Fraz is probably where it would be.
Oh, into actions. Okay. Oh, healing word. I got healing word.
However, you also have lay on hands as a.
I do, yeah. I was
Yes.
gonna ask, like, if no one else had other healing, I would use that.
Yeah, so that's a basically once every long rest ability.
Right.
Dwarven, you have basically 2 spells from your level 1 spells that you can use. At lay on hands, basically you have a pool of 5 hit points that you can give, and you don't have to give all 5 at once, so you can give them out as needed. Whereas Fraz, yours will just be the healing word 1d4 plus 2 healing each time you cast it.
Okay. And that one doesn't have like a expiration. I can just.
So you have 2 spell slots, and so you can only use it twice before you need to take a long rest to get those back.
Okay. Hayava, how damaged are you?
I'm not damaged at all, just Crackle.
Oh, Grackle, how damaged are you?
Grackle's arm hurts a little bit, but Grackle will live.
Okay. So you guys gonna move up to the other door?
Yeah.
Okay. So who is opening the door?
Hayava will offer to open the door
Okay.
in case there are any other rats.
Okay. So you
Can
open the door into what looks to be just kind of a long hallway. At the end of the hallway, you see another wooden door, and you do notice sort of either side, about halfway down, there are 2 other doors that exit off from this room.
Stupid rats. Normally Grackle eats them, not the other way around.
Do you want us to go back and like bring that with us or something? Because we could do that.
No, Grackle's fine.
Okay.
I had one thought. Did the ogres that we saw here, did any of them have pockets or keys?
The goblins?
Or yeah, the goblins.
This is not Dire Mall.
Okay.
No, so the bodies were looted and eaten mostly, from what you can see.
Just trying to use my.
Grackle wonder.
So, left, right, end of the hallway.
Actually, Hayava, if it's all right, just wanted to glance back at the bodies and see if there's a obvious way in which they all died, if it's similar. Because you said that they died in combat, it looked like, but I wasn't sure if there was something more
Yeah,
obvious.
so it looks like, spears and swords and like weapons. They were killed by other people. It doesn't look like it looks like it was an obvious battle. It doesn't look any sort of, it doesn't look out of the ordinary if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, that was just after the giant rat. I'm like, okay, let's make sure there's no other giant creatures in here. All right, so I guess Hayaba would turn to the party and say, thoughts? Should we go investigate the 3 doors?
Yeah. Do all the
Yeah.
doors look the same?
From this distance, yes.
Okay, I guess Hayaba will go and investigate the farthest door.
Okay.
I will
I'll be-
go investigate the one on the left side of the hall.
And I'll
Okay.
go do the one on the
So,
top.
I'll move my
Grackle-
happy self here with the lantern.
Grackle, you notice that the door itself has a stone relief carved into it, and the relief kind of looks like a dragon-like fish that's sort of swimming.
So we have a dragon door, we have a dragon name, we have a dragon fish.
And a dragon fish. I'm not sure
And
if I'm
2
liking this
dragonborns.
theme. Well, I like the
I'm
dragon.
feeling very called out here, Hayaba.
It's really dragon on.
I'm surprised no one's called. I'm surprised no one's
Boo.
called Dragon Bingo yet. Okay. So
Just need a flying dragon.
Hayava or Dorvan, who would open the door first?
Do our doors look special in any way, or is it just
No,
is only
no, they look
Grackle's?
plain. They look plain.
Do they look like they can be opened easily? They're not like locked or anything like that.
No, so just a lot of the doors have just a simple like metal key ring, like it's not key ring, sorry, a metal ring attached to the door with which you could pull or push, depending.
Got it.
Just so I know, which room do you want to know first, and how is that person going to open the door?
Hey, Grackle, should we let one of these other guys open a door and we'll come back to this special looking one?
Wait, I thought Dorvan's was special looking.
No, it's the one that you're looking at, Crackle.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Yeah, we'll come back to the special looking door.
My gut is to have the dragon can open first.
Very well. I can do that.
Okay. How are you opening the door?
Obviously, I'm not just gonna kick it down because that would probably not be a good thing to do.
I'm gonna ask you this for every door
YOLO.
because I know a lot of players that are just like, no, I'm just gonna crack the door open and peek through, and there are some players that just like, I'll just open the door, I don't care. So
no, that was the way I was gonna do it. Hayaba was going to like kind of gently press on the door and like hopefully it wouldn't be making a loud creaking noise and kind of peer in. Although to be fair, she can't see much in the door, so she's probably hoping one of the shorter folk will also look in the crack to confirm.
okay. So you
Grackle
sort of
will look underneath her legs.
Yeah, so you sort of peek into the room, and around you see sort of crudely executed symbols and glyphs scribed in bright green dye decorate this large, irregularly shaped, crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of a recent fire, and that's all you can see for now.
Recent.
Sorry.
Recent.
You also notice a small wooden bench draped with green cloth is next to that, and there are several objects resting on it. But that's all you can see from this angle.
And we only see 3 of the walls, right? Because like on my map, I don't see walls on the south or bottom left.
Yeah, so this is sort of the angle that you can see the room from, with the door sort of cracked open.
Got it. Okay.
Grackle is going to crouch and stealthily sneak underneath Hayava's legs and enter the room.
Okay.
Have my healing words ready.
So, a metallic cage in the middle of the southern wall contains a gaping hole and stands empty. A small wooden bench draped with a green cloth is next to the cage, and several objects rest on it. A bedroll lies near the wooden bench, and the sound of whimpering comes from inside.
From the bedroll?
I'd assume from the cage.
Yes. He's sleeping in the bedroll.
So no
Oh, there's
whimpering.
whimpering from the bedroll.
Yes.
And the cage has a hole in it, right?
Yes.
I'm going to turn around and kind of put my finger to my lips and go, shh.
Dorver's gonna yell, "What?"
Hayabu would just look dismayed.
I will stab you.
Just like, why would you do that?
So, as Dwarven sort of screams out, "What?" The creature by the bedroll stirs and sort of stands up, very sort of warily at what's going on, and sort of
Sorry.
makes eye contact with you, Grackle. And this is what he looks like.
So looks like a kobold?
Mm-hmm. How do you react to him sort of making eye contact with you?
Well, Grackle's going to stare back, kind of narrow his eyes.
As you narrow your eyes at him, he sort of like takes like a half step back and like presses himself against the wall, like uh-oh, like with a
Yeah,
very
you go,
concerned
Grackle.
look on his face.
Yeah, he's scared. He should be. He's probably in league with a rat.
Hayabu would come around, I guess, not standing in front of Grackle, but next to Grackle, and reach out and say, I will not hurt you on my honor of a paladin unless you attack us. Are
Okay.
you going to attack us?
As you step forward into the room,
I have a feeling I just messed up.
so yeah, as you step forward into the room, the kobold throws himself to the floor.
Oh.
He's on his knees with his hands directly on the floor, like pointed towards you, and he's sort of whimpering.
Oh.
Kind of looks like he's bowing to you.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh dear. I guess Hayabu would like to gently approach very cautiously.
However,
not
can I
getting
get a history check from you?
Oh yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. To move all my stuff around.
And Dover better be careful next time, otherwise my party will be mad at me.
Okay. So it's sort of when you see that he's a kobold and he's on the floor, sort of like pointing towards you, you sort of have this flash in your mind of like, wait, kobolds worship dragons, so he must think so he must think highly of me for some reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke my head in. What's going on?
Like that's a good question.
I saw God. No, I saw God twice.
I'll peek over his shoulder.
I guess I was gonna have Hayabu move a little closer and ask if he has a name. I don't know if she could tell his gender from there. I know you said he, so I'm not sure if she would know.
You can tell fairly obviously that it's a man. He looks at you.
Cool.
He stays down, but when you ask his name, he sort of looks up at you a little sheepishly, and just sort of grunts, "Meepo."
Oh,
Oh.
Meepo.
Meepo, I know. It's good. Meepo, what are you doing here?
He lets out like a long sigh. And then sort of like moves one of his hands to point at the cage. And says, "The clan's dragon. We lost it. The wretched goblins
Oh.
stole our dragon. And it's all my fault."
Oh.
Would that
Crackle
be a
can do it.
Shaldor?
He doesn't react to that name.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
It's worth a try.
While they're having
Wait,
their
wait.
conversation, I'm gonna rifle through the stuff on the green draped bench.
Okay.
How big is this cage and how big is the hole?
Yeah.
The cage itself is 10 feet by 10 foot. And the hole is probably about 5 feet, like a 5-foot hole. Enough for a person to move through.
Is the whole
That's a
level?
little dragon.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
So the metallic cage is all but destroyed. It can't really be used to restrain anyone. The bench serves as a sort of small altar. Resting on it are containers of green dye, a paintbrush made of goblin hair bristles, 4 tiny jade figures of a dragon, and yeah. So that's what's on the bench.
Meepo, what color was your dragon?
So the entire time he's sort of got his head on the floor with his hands sort of like outstretched. He just says, "A beautiful white."
Wow.
But is it small enough to fit in there? Point at the cage.
Yes, a young one.
It can't
How long
possibly be
ago
that
did
bad.
it? I was gonna ask how long ago it was taken. 'Cause that's what you said, right? It was taken by goblins.
He sort of like he closes his eyes and makes like sort of a frowned face and just says, "Too long ago."
Oh.
Okay, so maybe it's not so little anymore.
Right.
Dwarven, did you want to do anything?
Would I have any like knowledge of the clan that he's talking of?
Probably not. Did you want to
Trying
take
to
a
think of,
look
like,
at
what-
anything while they're chatting? Did you want to take a look at anything? Yeah. Just want to make sure
Yeah, I
everybody
want to look at. I want to look at the pit.
at the pit. Okay. Can
Yeah.
I get you to roll a let's see. Dwarven skills. A survival check, please. Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, perception check. Okay. So you take a look at the fire pit and sort of just like poke around a little bit at it, and you see a jade figure that looks to be of a dragon sort of in the ash.
I'm gonna I want to roll a history on that one just to see if I can recognize.
So you want to take it as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to see what it is too.
So it looks well made, but from what you can't really make out too much about it. It just looks to be a small figure of a dragon made from jade. It is well made though, which means it was probably stolen from somewhere. Who knows how long ago?
Does
But
it look
the
like
chances-
the ones on the bench?
Yes, it does. It very much. It's not. This is not something that the kobolds could have just made. It's too well made for sort of a kobold to somehow slap together this out of jade.
Yeah, I'll pick up and put it into my
Okay.
Into my
It's,
bag.
it's in your inventory.
I'm gonna go ahead and pocket the 4 that are on the altar.
Okay.
Greedy Grackle.
Okay.
Mine.
So you also Scruffy, you notice on the wall the symbols that are sort of scrolled on the wall are actually in Draconic. And you sort of like take a step back and sort of look at all of it to sort of see if there's some kind of message, because it just seems sort of random symbols at first. And you take a step back and you look at it and you realize it just reads, "Here be dragons."
Two of
All
them.
right. Hey, Meepo, have you seen any humans come by here? A boy and a girl?
He sort of pauses for a sec and looks up at you, and then just sort of instantly puts his head back down. Um, I, I, I don't know, but Yusdral would. I can take you to meet our leader, Yusdral. If you make nice. You get safe passage if you promise to make nice. Maybe if you promise to rescue Dragon, he give favor and answer questions.
Hayava would be probably the first to want to step up and do that. She kind of glanced at everyone else to make sure that they weren't going to do anything else to contradict her. I'm looking at you,
I just
Dwarven
kinda shrug.
and Crackle.
I've got no
Like-
problem with it. I'm like, hey,
Dwarven, we're gonna
Stealing
have to
crap
talk
off
about
the
these
elders.
dungeon diving manners because I don't think you got any.
I don't. Yeah, I was just like, it's fine, it's all right.
Grackle.
Like here I am. Right.
Grackle thinks it's a bad idea to go see him. They don't like goblins, but whatever.
All right. Well, Hayava would say, Meepo, as long as you can guarantee safe passage for me and my companions to go see your leader, we'd be happy to go and meet with him or her.
Okay. As you say that, he literally jumps up, probably a good like 2 feet off the floor, and just yells "tickle corn" in Draconic.
What?
Hayava just looks very confused, kind of glances back. Just, tickle corn? Like, did I hear that correctly?
As you sort of mutter that under your breath, he looks at you and he says, "Oh, it is Cobalt password."
Ah,
Okay.
I see. Thank you. Are you able to take us to your leader, Meepo, or do you need to stay here?
He so he's as you say, "Are you able to take us to your leader?" He sort of straightens up and like salutes you. It looks very weird for him to do it because he's like his arm is kind of at a weird angle, but like you can tell that he's saying yes.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
give me a sec. I need
It's
to
so tiny and kind of precious, and I'm
I
I'm
know, I just wanna-
conflicted.
Okay.
Just want to like pick him up, and be like, "This is so cute."
Okay, so after he salutes you, he turns to his left and then disappears down the hallway.
Okie doke. I guess I will follow him.
I am not going to lead the party because since they are blaming goblins for taking the dragon, it would
Yes.
probably be bad if I go storming into their home.
You can
Yes.
come behind me. I'll go after her.
yeah, I'll follow past. Dorvan's not going to be the leader.
Hayava, since I
Let the
guess she's
two
the-
really big ones go first.
especially since
Exactly.
the dragon.
Okay,
looks like, "Hi."
so the order is Hayava,
Uh,
Merca, Grackle, Dwarven.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
no worries. So, you guys head through. You head through the doorway. Obviously, the door that was there is completely gone. You sort of shine your light down the hallway that he's moved through, and you notice there are a couple of doors sort of either side. And then as you start like following him, and he notices that you're behind him, he takes a right and heads up a different passageway.
Oh. Meepo would never be mean to us.
We'll find out. We did. You guys you stole his stuff, so maybe.
Fraz, you have this thing called Insight that you can roll.
Okay.
If you
I'm
want,
gonna do
you
that.
can roll Insight on the last thing that you spoke with him about. He seems genuine. Like, he
Okay.
seemed genuinely excited that you said that, you guys said that you could help in some way.
Ayava and I are just banking on our rugged good looks here.
Okay.
And don't forget, I've got the Duke's ring if they need any authority.
Hayava still 100%
Wow.
believes that's a true story.
Okay.
Absolutely, is like, absolutely, yes, I would. Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm sure it'd be
Oh
something.
my.
So, as he turns the corner, he sort of gets low. Like, he doesn't go straight. Like, he started strutting down the hall, but as soon as he makes a left into this really long hallway, he sort of just, like, he deflates, and he's just like, just kind of, like, looking at the floor as he walks. In this hallway, you see a double row of relief-carved marble columns march along the length of this large hall. The worn carvings depict entwined dragons.
Fancy.
Wow. Yeah.
I thought this.
How old is this fortress?
So as he moves forward, you hear him bark something in Draconic. And basically, the two Dragonborn hear him sort of bark out that his name, and that he has a surprise. He says.
Oh.
I can hear it too because I'm in the back.
No, you'd be able to hear him. He is yelling. And if you speak Draconic, you'd be able to understand.
Yeah.
Grackle has no idea what they're saying.
I guess you should turn and say it. He said that they have a surprise. I guess everyone be on your guard just in case.
Okay. As you move through, you notice that there are 3 guard sort of in front of him, being very wary of what's going on. And as he sort of moves past them, they move to the side as he continues to move down the hall. Now, did you guys want to keep following him, or when you saw the guards, did you want to react in any way?
I'm gonna hang back. Grackle is very suspicious by nature, so he let us into a room with 3 armed kobolds. I don't trust him anymore. I didn't trust him in the first place, but I definitely don't trust him now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna move over that way too. I'll be here, but
I was gonna say Hayava would happily, I guess, get closer and kind of like hold her
So you're just
hands up a
gonna-
little bit away from him.
Okay, so you'll just stay like 15 feet behind him. Scruffy, are
Yeah.
you gonna follow, or are you gonna stay with the others?
I will follow behind, but I'll provide a shield for the little ones, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
And
So
I
the two of you that are staying back, are you going to follow behind Scruffy, or are you just gonna stay way back of the room?
Nope, Grackle's getting no closer.
Okay.
yeah, and
Fair enough.
and I whisper to Grackle, there are 2 doors behind us. Keep an eye out.
So yeah, Scruffy, you notice that they're not going any further. They're kind of like, we'll let them talk, and we'll stay here just in case things go a bit weird. So are you gonna follow, or are you gonna stay?
Can I look at the guard and see if he looks a little? I don't know if he looks like he's threatening to us, to the Dragonborns.
So as Meepo moves past them, they sort of step out of the way and give him just like a not like they look at him like with a really angry look on their face, but when they look back to see you guys, because obviously they hear you moving through the room, they get this kind of like, they go a bit wide-eyed and their mouths open just a little bit, like they're like, oh, he actually does have, oh, there are, okay, that's what he meant by surprise. Okay then, so they're a bit caught off guard, and they don't really know how to react to seeing, like, all of you.
I'll pause for a moment. I think it's okay, guys. I think our presence is enough. I don't think they're gonna do anything to you.
Okay, I will follow. Because even though,
Alright.
Nope,
because
still not moving.
Okay.
I guess Hayava. Oh, I don't know. Cause I don't know if we should be like, yeah, there's a goblin with us. Don't touch him,
Mm-hmm.
or we'll end you. But that's probably a little more violent than we want to be.
No, it's just violent enough.
Okay.
For you.
Okay, so you guys are happy to stay where you are right now? Yes, no?
I'm thinking.
Oh dear. Here I go
I'll
making
move up.
negotiations with myself.
Because there's
Yeah.
more for me to read. So if you're gonna let Hayava and Meepo move forward and you guys sort of hang back, I'll continue as it is, like now.
I will do whatever you do, Scruffy. So
Okay.
it's your call.
I'll make my way up, but I'll stay like
Keep
right
distance.
here, just so that way I know nothing's going past here to go to Crackle.
Okay.
Yeah, Hayava
Yeah.
would kind of give you an appreciative glance backwards, I guess, because she assumes that she's the one that's now going to be negotiating or talking. Is a little
Yeah,
nervous about
okay.
that.
So the
And I do look
kobolds.
back at Grackle.
So the kobolds themselves, they only have a dagger and a sling on them. So they don't have, and they're just sort of wearing a little bit of cloth. They're not actually wearing sort of armor. As the two of you pass, the one that sort of moved to the side is very confused and like in awe of the two dragonborn, and sort of doesn't pay any mind to Grackle or Dorvan. As Meepo sort of heads towards the end of the room, you notice that there are a pair of kobolds at the end, who look very much a little bit rougher around the edges, as it were. And behind them, a short throne stands near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry stacked against an old altar. On the top of the altar sits a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features a carving of a rearing dragon, and a metallic key is held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. Sitting
Right.
on that throne... Actually, here's a really good picture of it for you. So, sitting on that throne is what you assume is the leader of the kobolds. She very much narrows her eyes at Meepo and barks at him in Draconic. What does it say here? Okay. Why are you here? As she sort of gives him that like very biting words, he just sort of throws himself at the floor and says, "I wouldn't return unless it were important. I have and he sort of seems lost for words for a second. And then in Draconic he says friends, but sort of cuts the word short and says, people are here.
Can kobolds see in the dark? I think they can, can't they?
Yes.
Like, is this a dark room? It's not lit, or
Oh, it's
I guess
dark
I
in
forgot
here.
to ask. Okay, all right. So I guess it would be I think you still have your hooded lantern on, right? Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah.
Because I was making sure I wasn't like trying to follow him and I have to like stand on his tail to see him.
Yeah, no.
Because if you
From-
had to
from
stand
where
all the way
I'm
back, I'd be
at-
like,
From where I'm at, the two in front, that's where the bright light kind of ends. You would just be able to see. Well, I would just be able to see the one on the throne because it's in dim light.
sure.
And Grackle's completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too
And I
far.
can see a
He's
lot of
far
stuff.
enough away that he's basically just in the shadows, sort of hiding.
So
We're
can I
we're finders
warn-
of lost items. We're here searching for someone, but heard that you might have lost something as well. That we might be able to help.
She stands up and sort of moves forward to stand behind the two guard. Are you speaking Common or Draconic?
Draconic.
Okay. In Draconic, she replies, "What have you lost that you're looking for?"
Well, someone lost their kids. They asked us to come look for them. That's why we're here.
do we have
Wouldn't
that,
be.
poster?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
do
think
we have
do.
the wanted poster for the kids? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she narrows her eyes and says, "They went to fight the goblins, but never returned. They descended further down."
So you
Well,
met
that's
them
good to
then,
know.
or did you just hear of them?
We knew of them, but they preferred to move quietly instead of attack us.
Well, we are also not here to attack you. Meepo had said that you had lost something, and we were wondering if we could help.
Especially if we're here looking for some kids anyways. It's not that
Right.
much trouble to keep our eyes out for anything that you're looking for.
Unless it's, like a fully grown dragon, that might be a little more difficult.
Shut up.
You wish to help us return. Wish to help us retrieve our dragon.
If it's possible, why not?
If you return Crowcrix to us, I shall grant you a reward. And if you wish, Meepo can accompany you.
So the dragon's name is what? Calcrix?
Calcrix? Yeah, I think so. Um, uh, hmm.
CALCRYX.
What are we getting in return for helping?
This is all in Draconic, right?
Yeah, they're speaking in Draconic, so unless you understand Draconic, you
I
just
know Common and Goblin. I am completely out of the loop here.
okay.
I guess in my question, do kobolds know Common? I'm actually not sure. I don't know much about the race.
You're not sure, but as far as you know, they've only spoken in Draconic. If you were to speak in Common, they probably would react in some way, like
Sure. I guess Hayava is just mulling over the idea 'cause she doesn't want to reveal Grackle, but she also doesn't want Grackle to get attacked accidentally. So she's a little unsure as if she should mention that or not. I guess she kind of is trying to, give either party member kind of the nod backwards, like, should we let them know he's here? Should we not let him not say anything? We don't want to don't want anybody to attack anybody at the moment.
I think it would probably be wise to not mention Grackle because they like us right now.
This is true, but if we lie to them, it could make it worse. If we're honest up front, that might make it better.
Does Meepo know the way to these goblins, or at least the direction that they went?
So yeah, as you ask that, Meepo sort of perks up and says, "Yes, we know of back way into Goblin territory."
I guess Hayava would turn to Meepo and say, "Meepo, would you like to accompany us? Like, she doesn't want him to feel obligated if it's too dangerous or too frightening for him to do."
He beats his fist on his chest twice and says, "To recover my honor."
Aww.
You know that meme from The Office? It's like, "I've only had this for a day and a half, and like, if anything happened to him, I would shoot everyone in this room and then me." I'm like, that's how I feel about Meepo right now.
I actually am. Oh no, Dorvan's a little bit more reserved. Dorvan's like,
Hayava
Razzies.
nods her head. Yeah, I was gonna say she nods it like, appreciatively. You know, I guess very much impressed with his enthusiasm to regain his honor. She thinks that's pretty good. Mm. So I guess she would turn to. Do we know what the kobold leader's name is? I don't know that we asked. I don't recall.
She didn't
Um,
introduce herself, but
Uh,
Meepo did
Meepo did.
say. Let me just type that out.
okay.
Oh, and if you clicked on the image, it said the name at the top as well.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
You can tell by her
Hmm.
voice that she is female, if that matters.
I guess Hayava would ask Yersdrael, she'd turn to her and say, "Can you guarantee a safe passage from your clan? Like, no one in your clan is going to attack us if we walk through here, our party."
She looks around and gestures to Meepo and says, what's the word?
Is this our ticket?
Yeah, like he is all you need.
Okay. Excellent. I guess I know she had asked Meepo this question, but Hayava would ask, "How long ago was it that you lost your dragon?" Meepo said it was a long time. That doesn't quite give us a lot to go on. Was it sort of recently, I guess? Like, was it years or weeks? I guess she's trying to figure out, like, is the dragon still small, or is it going to be this giant dragon that we're going to have to face later?
She sort of looks a little confused when you say, like, how long. And then she just says, "It has been too long."
7 days. 11 days.
Yeah. This doesn't seem very reassuring overall, but
How long do kobolds live? 11 days.
From what you can tell, they probably don't keep track of days because, well, for one, this whole fortress is underground, and they see in the dark
Right.
anyway, and so they probably don't really do much other than when they're hungry they eat, and when they're tired they sleep. They probably don't really keep track of the days.
It sounds like cats and dogs.
Mm-hmm. I just wasn't sure if they have a
So
measurement.
it's been
like how
gone
many
forever,
sleeps
and
or
when it's
something.
back, it'll be the best thing ever.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Oh, Meepo, are you good friends with this dragon? Like, it's gonna know you and recognize you and not eat you?
He sort of stops for a sec, turns towards you, and just like kind of half shrugs and says, "I've looked after it for a while. I'll do what I can."
I mean, they kept it in a cage.
Yeah.
Mm, Okay.
Well, I guess.
How bad could it be?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess
Famous last words, I know, but how bad could it be?
I mean, Hayaba's like, if we're gonna go and find children anyways, we might as well see if we can knock out another quest, I guess, while we're doing this. If we
I
find it.
asked Hayava just
By the
one
way,
question.
you're looking for the son and daughter of a woman, and that son and daughter are adventurers. They're not actually little kids, just in case you got that confused in your minds, because they were part
They're
of.
humans. They're kids to us. Are you kidding me?
Okay, no, that's
That's
fair. I'm
true.
just saying you're not looking for children under the age of 10. You're looking for fully grown
know.
adventurers.
Yeah.
Just thought I just didn't want to. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have that like confused in your mind.
Right.
No, it's like everybody's smaller than me as a kid.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
that's fair.
Everybody's smaller than
That's
me.
what I thought was
Yeah,
going
I'm
on,
like-
but I just wanted to clarify just in case.
I might
Oh
be
my
yeah.
God,
I guess-
these
closer to
Tim Tams
their
are fat
age,
from
possibly.
murder.
I'm like 45, so
Okay.
I guess Hayava's last question for year's trial is did wait, no, I think she already answered that because it sounded like they went to go fight the goblins, but it doesn't sound like they interacted with them, I think. Is that what she told us, right?
Yeah, so the adventurers came in and the goblins, the kobolds knew they were there, but they sort of avoided them as best as possible. So
Okay.
instead of coming in guns blazing, they sort of snuck around and found their way down and somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what they were after then.
my only question that I'm kind of like whispering to the Hayava and Merca is, what do we get out of this?
So probably a good question. Although Hayava's like, of course we could do something for you if it's valiant and
Well-
righteous for free naturally, which you don't want to
more
like.
like
Well,
a little bit of
one, Dwarven, they're not going to stab us right now, which is a pretty
is
big
good.
win. And I'm saying this in common to him.
Look, Dwarven, are you
Okay.
actually going to step forward and ask about the reward, or are you talking out of character right now?
well,
I
I'm
figured he was
more-
talking just to Hayava and Merca.
Yeah, I'm just talking to them, basically being like, I
Are
don't
you
want to.
whispering?
I don't want to openly. Yeah, kind of
Mhm.
whispering, like I don't want
Okay.
to openly go, but like it's like, what do we get out of this?
I mean,
In
I guess
common-
Hayava being inclined to
Yeah, in
inclined
common,
to
I'm going to
agree
tell him we
that
don't
their
get
lives are
stabbed.
good.
We don't get stabbed. We get pointed in the right direction to find the people that we're looking for because it's kind of the same area. And they said they're going to give us a reward,
Okay,
Yes.
I heard reward. I'm
So-
like, okay, I'm good.
something. And I'm in common, I'm going to say, and I'm hoping it's the damn key.
So,
I mean, Hayava kind of
as
glances
as you're sort of whispering back and forth, the kobold that stands next to you sort of looks to his left and just sort of hisses the word reward in Draconic. The kobold that's to his left does the same thing to the left again, and one of the kobolds standing in front of Yzdral sort of looks back at her and whispers something that you can't hear. She turns slightly and points towards the key. And she says, "You may have the key, and
does. Oh, go ahead.
we have a few other things that we are happy to part with if you are to bring back our dragon."
I'm all on board now.
I guess Hayava would say, you know what the key goes to.
It doesn't
I mean,
happen
I
to
don't
go to a dragon door, does it?
She sort of shakes her head and says, "No, we haven't tried to remove the key for fear of breaking such a beautiful statue."
Okay.
Hayava would nod appreciatively, since I guess she's very much enjoying all of the statues because they look like they're well carved.
Mm.
At least the ones that are upkept.
Very well made.
Just put some oil on that. Just pop that sucker right out. Be fine.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. I'll
Yeah,
smash its
okay.
head later.
So, she returns and sits down. Are you guys done asking questions?
Yep, I'm all good because I heard that I'm going to get something from it. Like I'm all good.
Okay.
I guess the one question I'd want to ask the party is, do we want to take any like short rests or anything while we're here with these guys? We trust them. Like, as I said, I know that Grackle was hurt and he probably is okay, but I don't know if we want to do any of that. Just, I don't know, since they're friendly NPCs and we're less likely to be attacked by a whole bunch of rats if they're hopefully
Okay.
other people.
So Meepo, like as everything's sort of like done and a sort of silence falls over the room, Meepo just kind of turns around and walks past all of you, and like as he walks past you, Grackle, he just kind of looks at you like, oh, didn't realize you were all the way back here. Just kind of like a weird like, okay, don't know why you weren't up. Whatever.
I point at my eyes and then point at Meepo and then narrow my eyes.
I come up to Grackle and be like,
He need like
We'll fill
he
you
looks
in.
back at you and just like blinks twice. Like, yes, I can see. Yeah, we have dark vision. Yeah, I know. And then like
Grackles is smarter than the
keeps
kobold.
going.
All right.
hmm
I guess Hayaba would incline her head towards toward Yggdrasil, just kind of as a like thanks, and then heads and follows
Okay.
Meepo.
So yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
are looking to take a short rest, you best to do it here.
I say that's a good idea because we're here.
so Grackle,
Okay.
we're gonna go on an honor mission. Actually, they said that whatever took their dragon, the goblins, the people we're looking for went towards the goblins. So 2 birds with 1 stone. Meepo might get his honor back. We won't get stabbed by kobolds. Kind of a win-win situation.
And the
Grackle
reward.
just kind of stare down for a minute, then shrug. All right.
I'm very sorry that we will
Uh,
probably have to kill goblins. Will that be okay?
Grackle speaks Goblin.
Oh,
That could be very useful. I guess I have a question for Meepo, or just Meepo in general. Does he have any armor or any weapons? Like, do I need to give him one of my spears so he can defend
He's
himself?
got a loincloth.
He has a dagger.
What?
He has a dagger and a sling.
Okay. So just like all the rest of them.
And a loincloth.
hmm
Like
The loincloth doubles as a sling.
And he's not a huge fan of
Oh!
He's not a huge fan of the light that you have.
okay.
But you know, he'll deal.
So while we take our quick rest, can we also take a bathroom break?
Of course,
That's a
I was
good
going to
idea.
say that. But first, on the main character sheet at the very bottom, it says HD, and there's a dice there. Grackle, can you roll that dice?
Where do I roll it?
Just
double click
you can grab it and then drop it in the what's the word? The
On the
box with
table?
the table where all
Okay.
the information is. Yes. So there you go.
Oh,
You
nice,
recovered
Grackle.
12 health, having only
Nice.
lost 5. All right, I
Hell
will.
yeah.
All right, I will put
Alright.
us offline, and we'll be back. I'm back. Ugh. All right, let me let chat hear everything. There we go. All right. So, you enjoying it?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Like I'm still learning different things on it, but but like I'm picking up through it, and it's nice having a group that we can work with.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, did you see? Like side note, there's an extension called Twixera that came out for Google Chrome,
Oh yeah,
and it
I
actually
did see you. You posted that in your Discord, didn't you?
yeah, it it so far works on the main Twitch, and it's bugged out on the pop out chat and dashboard, but they're submitting a fix to Google Chrome. But I like it because it pulls in people's avatars much
That's
better.
cool.
And like there'll be more added to it in the future, but because like they're bringing over their mixture stuff. So a win that everybody on Twitch gets is we get things like Pixel, we get these other tools.
Yeah, everything that was working for Mixer is now working for Twitch.
Yeah,
Well, theoretically.
like I found the captions. Next time we get together, I'll send you a link that I'll put up in the browser. But I found out how we can do captions and have it where we're both on it.
Oh, cool.
And I assume if I send you a link, we could actually both share a captions widget and just use the same one. If you wanted to add captions to yours, because I've added captions to a lot of my stuff, but the multiplayer stuff that I didn't have the captions on. But they found out that I can send a single use link, add people to my captions when I'm streaming.
Cool.
Waga.
Welcome back.
Hello.
So, what have you had so far?
The frogs, and then I had some in the Tim Tams.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, you got Tim Tams? Nice.
and I tried one
Cindy
of
brought
those
me
chocolate things that I told you about.
These are my wife's favorite. Chewy
You
caramel
can
Tim Tams.
you can certainly tell a huge difference from your guys' chocolate
Yeah,
and ours.
yeah. Yours is terrible.
Oh, it's like
Ours is more
yeah.
milky, definitely.
It's a little yeah, it's not as sweet.
Hmm.
So that was kind of a shock, but it's probably a hell of a lot better for you than the crap that we put out.
I don't know.
You are not a dog. Why are you licking me?
What do you think of the fantails?
That was a little chocolate thing
Yeah,
that I
the
thought was
caramel
sweet.
chocolate thing. Yeah.
It was all right.
Hmm.
It's different.
Have you had the minties?
No, not yet. But I got my koala. He's so cute.
Did you get a Freddo in there, or did I send you a caramello koala?
I think it was Caramello.
Also, stream.
And then
This is Deku. He is our big fluffy ginger cat. Who, even though he's struggling to get away from me, is purring like crazy.
no.
Seriously, as soon
Serious.
as you get your hands on him, he just starts purring. And even if he's like pushing away, he's still just purring like crazy because I don't know, he's just weird.
Sirius is circling my chair like a shark.
Mm.
He's still pretty angry he can't get up here. Or at least I'm not letting him.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. I just got. I'm playing D&D at the same time. I'm also getting messages from people who want, possibly, maybe to run some Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, nice.
So that's. I fell in love with that game forever ago, but I've never actually managed to play it.
I
But
need to play that one.
that's gonna be good. Yeah, actually, I bought and downloaded the starter kit for it, and the first thing I noticed is that all the pre-gen characters that it gives you, all of them have gender-neutral names, and the first option
Nice.
is to give them a gender, but it doesn't have like male-female checkbox. It just has a like write it in yourself thing, and it's really interesting. Like it's
I like
something
that.
that most people wouldn't think of.
Yeah, and like I said, Dorvin's going to be male in this campaign. Like I said in Twitch, because
Hmm.
that's Dorvin.
Of course.
I'm back.
Welcome back. All right.
I need
so
just one more second to get something
no
there.
problems.
But yes.
No worries. So you guys have taken a little bit of time. Grackle, you've like bandaged up your arm and just kind of like done as much as you can to stop the bleeding and just kind of like give it a clean and whatever.
I licked it a few times.
And
He's
so
bleeding?
he's
Oh.
not bleeding anymore. Yeah, so Meepo sort of guides you back into this room, and at first you're just like, okay, we can rest here. And he's like he points at the door next to him, and he's like, no, this way. We're going this way. And you're just like, just give us a couple minutes. We need to just sort of make sure we're good to go. And yeah, so that happens, and he's just kind of like pacing around waiting for you. So yeah. So same marching order. Dragons up front. Grackle and Dwarven at the back, or what do we want to do?
I would suggest that Grackle goes nearer the front in case we do run into goblins. That way, maybe we don't have to slaughter our way through them.
And, Yeah,
Okay.
and Dorvin's can be selfish and stay more in the back because Dorvin's like he has the lowest hit points, and he's like, I'm just gonna let them figure out what they want to do.
Okay.
Hayava can go before me.
Okay. So that's the marching order then. Okay. So he cracks open the door and sort of looks around. The passageway stretches out before you, makes a right-hand turn, and then goes to the left again. And eventually comes to a single, just plain old door.
Okay, no locks, anything. That's good.
No. So he cracks open the door and just kind of peers in for a sec, and then just kind of pushes it open. So this empty chamber is home only to rat droppings, crumbled flagstone, and stains. From what you can see, there is pretty much nothing in this room, and Meepo just kind of marches straight through and across to the other side. He cracks open the next door and just kind of puts his sort of just kind of peeks through as best as he can, and is like, well, okay, and then pushes open the next door. Okay, so dust and old bits of stone debris and rubble lie scattered on the floor. An ornate fountain is built into the eastern wall. Though cracked and stained, the fountain's overarching carving of a diving dragon retains its beauty. A relief carved stone door stands on the western wall.
They really liked dragons in this temple, didn't they?
Yeah, Meepo just kind of nods as he hears you say that. Yep. So anything?
What
wanna
does
go.
the, I was gonna say, what does the relief door look like? I guess you said there's one carved. I'm guessing that's the one on the west side. I guess.
Yes. The western door, carved on the western door, shows skeletal dragons. A draconic inscription reads, "Rebuke the dead, open the way." Also, you notice if you step closer to the door, you notice that it's considerably colder when you step closer to the door.
Is there like a key or a lever or anything? Like, is it just sealed? Is it sealed like the other one was when we tried lockpick?
The door looks locked.
I guess Hayaba would say, Meepo, do you know what's through this door? Have you ever been through this door?
He sort of like jumps towards you and grabs your hand and sort of tries to move you back a little bit and just kind of shakes his head. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. Hayaba, I guess, would just look a little surprised. I mean,
Can you
okay, all
ask
right, I'll.
Meepo why?
It's trapped.
Whoa.
The
That's
door?
good to know.
Yes.
Oh,
Have you ever gotten
Thank
past
you.
the trap to know what's in there?
No. Nope. Don't want to. Don't care. Not worth my head. And he sort of like puts his hands around his throat.
thank you for warning us, Meepo. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
Gonna make a note of that.
I'll say.
Just
Wow,
want to pat
Meepo.
him on the head.
I'll say I'm starting to like you, Meepo.
Okay. So he sort of gestures forward towards you down the hall. You look down the hall. You notice that the hall in front of you does sort of open out a little bit, but then it continues further down, and there looks to be a couple of doors in the distance. So Meepo sort of steps back and is just like just kind of like after you. This is as far as I know.
Ah, okay. I guess Hayaba would kind of look at back to the group and say, well, are we ready? Do we want to go forward?
Grackle will lead.
All right, Grackle. I will
Okay.
stay close to you in case I
Alright.
need to
I'm
deter
gonna
any
kinda
rats.
creep up to the first cross section there and then kind of look around.
Okay. Do you want to move your piece forward? Okay. So you creep up and you sort of take a look left and right, and you see that there is a door to the left, but this hallway does sort of continue down, and there looks to be a couple of open doors ahead of you.
Hmm.
I look back down the hall and kind of wave Dorvin to step forward.
Yep. Moving up.
As soon as he gets next to me, I lean in, put my finger to my lips, and go, shh.
I go. Okay. I won't do it again.
Okay.
And that laugh was out of character, not in character. So.
We could tell. We could tell.
Just echoes down the hallway. It's like, well, we're screwed.
Yes.
I look back at the rest of the group, kind of shrug.
Okay. I guess Hayava would say, do we want to see what's like? Do we want us to creep up to some of the open doors and see if there's anything there, and like just be real quiet and kind of suss out what's ahead?
I say, last time Grackle got lost, he put his hand on the left wall and followed it. He got even worse lost. It didn't work.
Thank you, Grackle.
Wise words, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just glad I could help.
All right. Well, the door on the left, what's it made out of?
It's a wooden door.
This one.
Yeah, it's just a wooden door that looks to be sort of held together just enough.
Can I go listen at it to see if I hear anything on the other side?
Of course.
Yes. Would that be a perception or an investigation?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception is always like a general, I'm just kind of looking and hearing. Investigation is I'm looking for something specific, is what I've
Okay.
always been told. Yeah, so you sort of move up to the door and just sort of listen just ever so slightly as best as you can, but you don't hear anything on the other side.
I guess Hayavo is going to try and kind of quietly move up. I think these the two like white boxes are those supposed to be open doors.
Yes.
Okay. I guess you kind of approach one of the open doors, not quite going fully like to it, but just kind of like seeing if she can see or hear anything there as well. So I guess you just kind of silently stand up there. That also be a perception.
Yes.
I'm gonna come up too if that's fine, and I'll do a perception as well.
Okay.
Because I
You're both trying to move stealthily, yes?
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get
Oh,
stealth
dear.
checks? Stealth checks as well.
I'm probably not very stealthy since I'm
Oh
giant
no!
and clunky.
Oh, yikes!
Okay. So as the two of you move up towards the door, you sort of like move forward as quietly as you can and just sort of listen, and you hear like heavy breathing and shuffling. And can I get you all to roll initiative?
Oh no.
Oh no! What have we done?
Meepo,
Meepo, stay behind me.
you're in trouble. Yell Parcheesi.
All right.
Wait, wasn't there a special password that he shoot.
Tickle corn.
Ticklecorn, that's what it was. Sorry.
All right.
I don't know that was helpful here, but
Meepo is up first. And we'll move forward, but sort of just be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Maka.
Okay. I will.
You haven't heard anything, but so you haven't actually heard anything, but the two up front have heard the breathing and the scuttling, so you're not quite sure what's going on.
I'm gonna move over towards Meepo.
Okay.
Again, tell him, hey, if you get in trouble, yell Parcheesi. And I'm just gonna hold a dagger at the ready, and if something attacks anybody, I'm gonna throw it at them.
Okay, no worries.
Throw
So I'll
first,
hold my
ask
action.
questions later.
Right.
Cool.
Stab,
Alright.
stab.
No worries. So just end your turn.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Cool. Hey, Ava.
I guess since we haven't actually encountered anything. She just is taking up a defensive stance next to Dwarven, so she'll intercept, or she'll attempt to intercept any attack that might be launched at him.
Okay.
I think that's really all I can do at this point.
Okay. Dorvin.
I'm gonna do the same because I don't. If anything, I want Hayaba to go first because
Okay.
more HP.
No worries.
I appreciate it. I'm
You
trying.
could step behind her if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Well,
that actually.
Get out
Actually,
of the
so if he, I was gonna say, if he stands behind me, is he considered covered since I'm so much bigger than he is?
No.
Oh, but yeah,
No, it's
I
it's
will-
not
Give it a
considered
shot.
covered.
I will help you, Hayaba, but I'm also smart.
There
and knowing
are
that
there are certain characters that have access to that, and there are certain characters that have access to, like, if something is bigger than you, you can stealth behind them, or you can use them
Mhm.
as cover, but not in this case.
Okay. Just thought I'd
You
ask.
still have
Just
to go around her to get to you. Sort of.
that is
Mhm,
kind of true.
mhm.
And with how you handle that rat, I'm like,
Alright.
yeah.
Can end your turn, Fraz?
Oh yeah. I like that I can click on a window and it brings it to focus.
Yeah, it's useful. Grackle.
I noticed them kind of readying their weapons. Pull my great axe off of my back and creep forward to get ready to hit something.
Okay.
actually, I meant to ask. We hear breathing. Is it on the right or the left? Like, is it both? Or do we
Both.
just hear it? Oh dear.
Are we like in barracks or commons?
Okay. All right.
Technically, you hear it behind you because Dorvin's probably like,
Like, oh god, they're everywhere.
All right. From
Ouch.
one of the rooms, from the room on the
There we
right,
go.
jumps
No,
a
more rats.
very big rat.
No! Oh! Wait, I
tries
can't go first.
Okay, so in regards to held actions, Scruffy, you had a held action,
yes.
so go ahead. Nope, that was a miss.
Ouch.
Terrible dice. I'm going to jail them.
All
Put
right.
them in digital jail.
Hayava, were you going to attack? You said.
Yes. Okay, hold on just a second. I gotta reorganize my windows.
Oh, good.
All right. So yes, I will attempt to attack the rat.
That's a hit, but you didn't drop
Alright.
it on the rat. But that's okay. Make sure you
Oh,
drop the damage on the rat. Just because
Okay.
I know their AC off the top of my head, but I don't know certain monsters' AC off the top of my head. So make sure you drop it on the enemy, just so I don't have to like do the
Got it.
do the
Sorry.
maths off to the side. That's all good. Yeah. So as the rat sort of jumps out of the doorway, you lash out towards it, scoring a pretty good hit on it. Grackle, you had prepared an action as well, yes? Or
Yeah, I
okay.
moved forward but held my attack.
Okay, go for it. That's a hit.
Screw you, rat.
So as the rat comes out and gets a poke from a long sword, Grackle, you just bring your greatsword down on it, just cutting a
Great
very
axe.
big chunk out of its side, and it just sort of falls over dead.
Stupid rats.
With that rat being dead on the floor, a second rat actually does move out from the room to the left, and it will attack Hayava. It will miss. Nothing on the fumble table. That's okay. And then 30 feet. So that and God damn it. There.
Are there two? Oh,
And
there's
it's
two rats.
There's
Meepo's
two.
turn. Yes. A second rat has appeared. Okay, so Meepo has himself a sling that he's going to use to attack the one that's straight ahead. That's a hit. Yeah. So, Grackle, you feel sort of the wind pass over your head, and you see just a big chunk of rubble just hit the rat in the side.
All right, Meepo.
Nice.
Okay. Scruffy.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try and throw my other dagger at.
Sorry.
Uh,
Thunderstorm.
the one in front of Hayava, or do I need to step to the side to be able to do that?
You've probably got a better chance at hitting the rat that's further back, just because of
Okay.
the size of people and stuff, and just trying to trick your way around with the dagger would be a bit tricky. That's a hit.
Oh, finally.
All right. So yeah, so Grackle, you watch as a large chunk of rubble hits the rat and just kind of like knocks it back a little bit, and then a dagger comes flying over your head and sort of just stabs into the side of the rat, and it just collapses.
Good. More rats need to die.
However,
I'm gonna need that back.
All right.
I'm gonna need both of
So
those
when I
back.
do an I was gonna say when I do an attack, do I take the dice and I drop it on the rat, which also calculates if I hit it and the
yes.
damage? Is that correct?
Yes, so you do the
Okay,
hit
I was
the
thinking-
hit first, and then if you hit, then you do the damage. It gets a little bit more complicated when it gets to spells, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So that's a hit.
Okay. All right. I guess
The
I
damage
think that's all you can do, right?
because the damage. The damage
Oh,
is the
I'm
box
sorry, yeah.
directly to the right of it.
Oh, that's
There you
right.
go.
I just wasn't. Oh well, there's
Okay.
dead.
Yeah. So the rat that comes
So I have
out.
to do both, I guess.
Yeah. So you do the hit, and if you miss, you don't do the damage. If you hit, you do the damage.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just
So
right,
as
yeah.
the rat comes out, you lash out with your sword, just kind of cutting a nice big red line across its back, and that's just enough for it to just collapse. There's not much to it. It's not a very strong creature.
Dorvin goes, "Whew, that was tough."
All right, out of combat now.
Good job, Meepo. Good job. Fist bump.
You can all recover the daggers that you've used.
I guess
Yay.
Hayava would over her shoulder be like, "Nice throwing."
I hit this one. Look at that.
And Grackle,
So-
good job there.
For my knowledge, how do turns work?
Uh,
order turns.
What do you mean?
When we roll initiative, it goes from highest to lowest. So
Got it,
you're
okay.
it's an initiative order. So whatever you roll, that
Yes.
puts you in the order.
Yeah. So
that
one
makes-
turn is everybody gets to do something, and then when it gets back around to the person at the top, that's when turn 2 starts.
Okay, because I just want to make sure because I was looking at the character list on the top, so I was
Yeah. So if
Getting
you
there.
open the combat, if you've got the combat tracker open, that's the best way to follow it.
okay.
Yeah. And what you can do is, if the map gets a bit muddled, you can grab an ability and drop it onto the enemy in the combat tracker, and it will also do the same thing as dropping it on the token on the map.
Okay.
Sometimes the combat tracker gets a bit crazy if there's so many things on it, but yeah, sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's just kind of annoying, especially on my end with all this stuff. It's just easier for the combat tracker sometimes. All right.
Alright, I'm gonna stick my head into the room to the right
Okay.
and see what's in there.
Okay. There looks to be a bit of a rat's nest.
Hi, you stick to the room on the left.
Yeah, there looks to be a rat's nest in each
Also,
of those rooms.
hopefully.
Sorry, Grackle, did you want to like poke around in there?
Yeah.
Okay. You discover 3 gold pieces, 3 silver pieces, and a gem worth about 5
Grackle's
gold.
rich.
Alright. Let's open Grackle, inventory. Let's give him that.
Grackle should probably share, but Grackle found this fair and square.
You're a poet. You didn't
That's
know
fine,
it.
Grackle.
Cool.
Yeah, Grackle, you took the risk. I'll let you have it.
Grackle got bit by the first rat.
Exactly. That was payback.
Compensation.
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's what we call workers' comp.
I was gonna say hazard pay.
Okay.
Or pay to slay.
Okay, what's
Rat
next?
treasure.
Yeah, why did the rats have those?
Maybe they're pack
Whatever.
rats.
Hey.
However, are you looking in the other? Are you gonna like
yeah,
sort of kick around the nest, see what you can find?
yeah, might
Okay.
as well. Also, hopefully I won't, but if I disconnect, we're having a large thunderstorm outside. Hopefully it won't happen, but I've already got a couple,
That's no good.
some leg. So.
So you found two small gems. Oh wait, no, wrong way. I need to do this. So you found 2 small gems and 1 gold piece, and then 7 silver pieces, which I just added to your inventory.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So you guys gonna continue down the hall?
Yeah.
Probably. It
Okay.
looks like there are other rooms and such.
All right. So the other 4 rooms. So the other 4 rooms are pretty much empty. And as you move down the hall, the cobblestone floor contains 2 trapdoors that are blocked open by iron spikes. The north wall holds a dry fountain carved with an overarching diving dragon. A faint rotten stench pervades the room.
Smells like something died in here.
I'd have to agree. Something that's much more long dead than the rats. Do we know, like, is it stronger in any part of the room?
It gets stronger the closer you move to the open trapdoors.
Oh. I guess Hayabu
Oh.
will
Something fell in the hole.
peer. Yep, peer into the trapdoor. I guess it'll get as close as she can with whatever
So
light is
you
nearby.
take a look, and it looks like the 2 trapdoors are sort of jammed open. You're having a look down. It looks like there's about a 20-foot deep drop, and at the bottom it contains rat bones, rusted metal bits, and just like filth.
Ugh.
Lots of things have died in there.
I don't need to investigate.
Yep,
I
I think
just feel like
Hayabu
it's
will.
somebody's bathroom, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hayaba inches away from it, kind of repulsed, I guess.
Okay. But yeah, so ahead of you there is a door left out of this room, and obviously there is still the door behind you guys.
Grackle is gonna go investigate the fountain because it looks kind of like the fountain in the room we just left.
Yes. Okay, can I get a perception check from you?
I'm decent at perception. Actually, I'm really good at perception.
Okay. You notice that there is sort of a well-worn, like a mostly worn-away inscription that's written in Draconic in front of the basin.
I point at it. Grackle can't read.
I'll go over and look at it.
Oh, okay. Then I'll step back.
Okay. The words that you can see read, "Let there be death."
Well, this is just
Ooh.
getting peachier and peachier.
What's it say?
Let there be death.
Okay, Grackle doesn't. like
As
this
you
anymore.
say that out loud,
Oh, shite.
a poison mist sprays forth from the dragon's mouth.
Eh.
I'm running toward the door. I'm running toward the door.
This is how Merca dies. Oh, man.
Sorry, I was gonna say
Oh.
everyone lagged out, so I totally missed everything that just happened. Sorry.
Okay, so
He's trying to kill us all.
Oh dear.
Yep.
she said the thing. Yeah, so you sort of take a look at it, and the poison starts to come out from the dragon's mouth, but it doesn't make it that far across the room. It looks like this trap is probably quite old. And obviously, as a rogue, you're like, okay, this thing was built forever ago. Clearly, that poison was probably supposed to fill this whole room, but that's probably the last of it, so it didn't really have that much. And so, unless you move
Oop.
closer to the fountain,
I'm gonna
you
just pull
don't
Grackle back a
you
little
don't
bit.
take you don't take any poison damage or anything.
I was gonna say Grackle kind of like blows as he backs away.
Take the little goblin with me. Yep, my bad. My bad. Sorry. Don't read the words
Grackle's
aloud.
glad he can't read.
My
If
bad.
that's what happens when he reads things.
Wow. Huh. Okay.
I'm like, thank you, Merca.
Yep. Sorry. No problem. We're good. Don't get any closer.
I guess Hayaba kind of turned like, do we want to try and go through the door near the poison now, or do we kind of want to not skirt that?
Do you want me to go check it out? Like, just inspect and make sure there's no more traps over there?
You caused
I
it,
promise I'll actually look closer this time.
Kind of
Yeah.
Hayaba
Actually,
gives you
I'll
kind of a
look this
long eyebrow
time.
raise, like, don't say anything.
I'm like,
But
you
yeah,
caused
I think-
this. You get us out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skirt the poison and I'm gonna go over towards that door.
Okay. As you move
Also-
towards the door, the poison does start to fade slowly.
Oh,
As you move towards the door, this terrible smell starts sort of hitting your nose, and it feels like it's coming from the door. Like, worse than what was down in that pit.
Does the door look like it's locked or anything, or is it just one
No.
of those like we've been countering them
Yeah,
with the ring?
it's just a plain old door.
Does it smell like death, or does it
Worse.
smell like poo? Okay.
Death and then something else.
So death and poo.
You guys, we got something really, really smelly on the other side of this door, and I think most of it's dead. I'm not quite sure what the other hints of this bouquet is, but it doesn't smell great at all. Smells like butt and worse.
Well, we passed a door back there in the hall. We can always go try that way.
yeah.
Yeah, somebody go smell that door. Ooh, stinky door.
Hayaba, do you want to go smell that door?
I think she's froze.
I think we've lost her.
Oh no.
Oh, bugger. Alright. Alright. Okay, so do we want to move backwards then? away from the smelly door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go smell the other door. Have
were
you
given-
smelled your door today?
Oh, 1 second.
Give it a smell test. Is it a scratch and sniff door?
It smells good. It smells like wood.
All right.
Made of wood?
Okay. So, so yeah, this door previously you didn't hear anything behind, and yeah, it doesn't. You don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
And it does not smell like butt, right?
Nope. Doesn't smell like
Okay.
anything in particular.
Well, it doesn't smell at all, so that might be a sign. Do you want me to open it up, guys? Take a peek.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneak forward really quick and put my ear against the door to see if I can hear anything on the other side.
All right. Roll perception, please.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You okay?
I think so. I think I just missed the last 5 minutes of whatever was happening though. So
You missed a very,
Everyone
very
keeps
smelly door, and we're not going to
Not
open
great.
that one.
Yeah.
It
smells like
smells
death and
so
butt.
bad.
Yeah. After almost getting poisoned,
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
decided
that
not
too.
to go through the door.
Sounds like a good
I may
plan.
put off a trap.
Grackle, you sort of
Clearly, what I was doing.
get close to the door and just kind of listen and see if you can see anything. And you don't hear anything, and you can also see through a little bit of crack in the door that from what you can see, the room looks pretty much empty.
All right. Well, if with a natural 20, I think that's the best we're gonna get. Hey, Grackle thinks it's safe.
Which door are we looking at, or which door is Crackle looking at?
Back door that Merca
Ah,
listened to previously.
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
All right, I'm going to try the door, see if it opens, and then open it just a little bit and peer through.
Yep. So the room that you're looking at is pretty much empty. A bit of crumbling flagstone and a couple of stains on the floor is all that's really there.
Excuse
Then I will step through.
Mhm. Okay. So the only other way out of this room is a door that's to the north.
All right, I kind of wave at the rest of the party to follow me.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
All right, wash, rinse, repeat. I'm gonna
Able to.
put my ear to the door and take a listen.
Okay. All right. You don't hear anything from the other side of this door, and you're not able to sort of peek through.
And is there a smell to it?
Actually,
How's its aroma?
I think we're going to be smelling every door from now on.
Boy.
okay, sorry. So yeah, listening and looking at the door, you do notice that there seems to be something that's been done to this door. It looks like there may have been something fastened to the other side of the door.
This door is probably trapped.
Meepo, you open it.
No.
Leave the little guy alone.
I was like, Meebo is not a sacrifice. Can Merca disarm traps on doors?
Can I?
Do you?
I don't know.
I
I don't know
do
what
I
all I
wanna
can
try?
do. Rogues are so different.
As a thief, yes, you can
The thief.
You can roll dexterity, a dexterity check plus your +2, and then see what happens. Just make sure you add the +2 down the bottom.
Check.
Okay, you take a look over the door, and from what you can see, it looks like
I don't.
someone. It looks like someone has screwed something to the other side of the door, so you can't really undo whatever's done. So your thinking is your best option is probably to open the door slowly.
We can either go through the smelly door or we open this one slowly. What do you guys want to do?
Grackle could kick the
I
door
mean-
in.
I think I don't want to go through the smelly door because anything that smells like death is usually not good. So
Yeah.
I guess I'd prefer to take my chances with a lightly trapped door. Hopefully that won't murder us all.
I've got
Well,
my
I didn't
daggers
see
ready.
any words to read on this door, so I think we're okay there. I think. I hope.
Okay, what's the plan?
Grackle, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Do what?
Open the door slowly.
And Grackle will do it.
All right, give me a stealth check.
And Grackle's good at that. And Grackle's not very good at that.
So as you push open the door, you start to push it slowly, but it gets a bit stuck. So you push it a little bit more, and it jolts a little bit, and you hear a ringing noise. And then
Oh,
all
yeah,
of a
no.
sudden,
Oh no. Oh no.
sorry, all of a sudden, a pair of arrow bolts fly towards you.
Oh no.
Now, do they fly at like chest level for a human, or do they actually like shoot down at me?
Let's see what it says here. Yeah, they're just shooting sort of generally towards you. So, this one.
Ow.
Oh wait, that's still the same thing. Okay, never mind. And then the second one misses you. Okay. So you feel as you sort of open the door, you see the two arrows fly towards you. One of them sort of just nicks your shoulder, the other buries itself in the wall.
Hard cheesy.
Roll initiative, please. Okay. So,
Sorry, I got disconnected from this. Is there a way I can bring up the map again?
oh yes,
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's all right.
There we go. The 10-foot wide hall is liberally strewn with sharp caltrops. On the northern wall, passage to the room beyond is partially blocked by a roughly mortared 3-foot high wall, complete with crenellations. On the opposite side of that wall are a pair of goblins.
And what are the things in the middle of the floor? That's just a tile?
Caltrops.
Caltrops.
What's that?
They're like D4s or Legos. They hurt.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So
A lot.
This way, imagine,
Yeah.
if you will, 4 nails that are like welded together by the heads. So
Mhm.
that way, no matter how it's sitting on the ground,
There's always
one
a
of the
spike pointing
spikes
upwards.
is pointing up.
Yeah.
yeah. So any
Ooh.
Yeah,
creature.
like a little jack you ever did pickup.
So anyone.
Oh.
So any creature that enters the area must succeed a dexterity save, or stop moving this turn and take 1 damage. Taking this damage also reduces the creature's walking speed by 10 feet until the creature is able to sort of like get out of the area.
So we see that they are. We can actually see that they're goblins on the other side, right?
Yes. You can also choose to move half speed through here as difficult terrain and not take damage.
Do they have partial cover because of that little 3-foot wall?
Yes.
Oh, frickety frackers.
Okay.
Oh.
Merca, you've seen Grackle just take an arrow to the shoulder. Do you do anything?
I am gonna peek in there and I'm gonna try and throw a dagger.
Do we want to try and talk to them first? I guess. I don't know. I said I'll be on Grackle though. If they were the ones that tried to shoot him. I don't know if they shot him or if it was a trap. I don't know. I'm standing way back here.
uh, shoot, where's my thingy? Do.
Okay, that's a miss.
Biscuits.
Yeah, so you sort of
Me and
lean
11s today.
You lean around the corner and throw a dagger down the hallway, but you don't hear like a solid thud. You just sort of hear it clack onto the floor. End your turn, and then it's Grackle's turn.
Gosh darn
Okay, I kind of step around and take cover on the side of the door,
Mhm.
and holler down the hallway, "Stop shooting at Grackle! Just want to talk."
In
In Goblin.
Goblin, okay. Okay. Hayava and Dolphin, are you doing anything? Or are you going to see how this plays out?
I'm excited to play that.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna see how it plays out, but I think she's gonna move up behind Grackle just so she can attempt to help. If she
Yeah,
needs
I will
to.
too.
Okay.
I just don't want to ruin the diplomacy.
Right?
Okay. The goblins are a bit surprised hearing, someone call out. And they call out back to you. Who are you? You should know this. You should know that door was trapped.
I call back, "Grackle is not part of your clan. Grackle is here on a quest."
What do you want?
We're looking for a dragon.
Why?
Because we were asked to find it.
By who?
Grackle is smart enough to probably not say the kobolds.
Okay. How does he reply?
Some people up above.
The other goblin shouts, "Are you working for the kobolds?"
No.
Who are you working for?
Grackle doesn't remember their names.
Can I get you to roll a persuasion check for me?
Carowin.
Attaboy!
Nice.
Very persuasive, Grackle.
you hear them. You hear them sort of like they're lowering their weapons, and they say, "Are you alone?"
No, Grackle has his friends.
Are you all goblin?
No. Grackle's gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them that we have we captured a kobold for a guide.
Good idea. Good idea.
Smart.
Hmm. Okay. You come through, but don't try anything funny.
Right. I turn to everybody else and explain. They're going to let us through, but the kobold is our guide, so he needs to pretend to be captured.
Does anybody have rope?
Let's see.
I think I might.
I do not.
Yes, I do. I have rope.
Okay. So you take a little bit of time just to like tie up his hands behind his back or something to make it look obvious.
Right.
We should probably tell him that what the plan is. I mean, does he speak common? Did he understand what I was telling them?
He like as you're saying that, he's like nodding, and then like puts his hands behind his back. Like he seems to understand common.
Okay. I
Oh,
guess should Hayaba be the one that's like holding I don't know, it's like if we bind his hands and he has a rope like attached to that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Probably let Grackle do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you bring the kobold forward, and you and him sort of move down the hallway slowly. The two goblins that are there are just are kind of suspicious, and they get like they put their hands on their swords when they see the rest of the party start to move through. As you guys move through, you get to the other end, and you notice that the filth on the floor, stains on the walls, shabby hides all over just sort of over the place. You see that there's also a fire pit in the corner. It attests to the fact that years of use in this room has seen at the hands of the creatures unconcerned with hygiene. On the eastern side of the southern wall, oh no, it's the crenellations. Never mind. Yeah, so you guys move through and are just like in this sort of area with these goblins who are looking at you very suspiciously. Do you guys do anything or just sort of keep moving?
I keep my mouth shut.
I think Hayaba is trusting Grackle to handle the situation. She doesn't want to have to attack them if she doesn't need to. And
Okay.
I don't want Meebo to get attacked either. So I think she's just trying to keep a. Do you want her to go in last? I guess. I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
they
I'll
attack
do
us from
sort of
behind.
a rough order. Okay,
So they just kind of let us like scoot on by without attacking again.
yeah, they just sort of let you go by, but they're very suspicious. They were ready to attack if something didn't look right. So, dozens of blunted and broken arrows lie on the cracked cobblestone floor, and a few protrude from 3 crudely hewn human-sized targets hung along the center of the south wall. The northern third of this room is separated from the south by a crudely mortared and crenellated half wall. A permanent camp of sorts lies north of the wall, complete with a fire pit and several small iron cookpots.
Iron what?
Cookpots.
Oh, cookpots. All right.
As we were walking by, it's cool that I grabbed my dagger, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. In this room, you also notice that there are a couple more goblins, just kind of.
I was gonna say before we just go barging into the room, I kind of put I put Meepo behind me,
Mhm.
kind of lean around and say, "Don't shoot at Grackle."
They look kind of confused, but it just like, ugh, what the hell? All right then, and they just seem mainly confused as to what's going on. So how do you, other than that, how do you sort of approach them?
I step out with kind of showing my hands and say, uh, we're looking for a dragon.
And people.
Dragon
Well, the
first.
people attacked those. Yeah, I was gonna say the people attacked the goblins, so we might not want to bring that up.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell them we're looking for the people because then they might think we were on the people side because goblins are stupid. Grackle is smart for a goblin, but even I only have an 8 intelligence.
But, what if they killed them and then we have to go find their remains? What if their remains are in those holes?
Well, then they're gonna be down there because I'm not going down there.
Alright. The goblins seem sort of confused as to what's going on, and they just kind of look at you, waiting for you to say something else.
I kind of wave everybody else to step around, and at the same time telling the 3 goblins, these are Grackle's friends. Don't shoot at them either.
Thank you, Grackle.
They all sort of ready their weapons, and are just like, this seems a bit weird, but so which way are you guys gonna go?
I kind of don't want to go too close to them.
I ask them if they've seen the dragon, if they know where it is.
One of them sort of just grunts and says, "Why should I tell you?"
Because I'm looking for it.
I mean, a lot of sense.
Roll persuasion for me.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
He crosses his arms and just sort of leans back against the wall and just says, "You can find it yourself."
Well, as long as they're not shooting at us, I'll take that as a win.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
And I whisper, "Do you want me to tell them that the Duke will give them a big reward?"
Grackle doesn't think they care about a reward.
Okay, got it.
Back to the goblins, I shrug and say, whatever.
Okay.
All right, we're just going to kind of go to the left. Just get out of this room.
Yeah.
Directly to your left?
Yeah.
Okay. So, squalor reigns in this low-ceiling
sorry.
room. A large iron spike is driven into the floor near the door, and a small iron cage is set farther back. Several sets of corroded manacles are connected to the walls, and some still bind a few crumbling skeletons. You do notice that there are three kobolds are bound with crude rope to the iron spike. A battered gnome lies in the cage, which is almost too small for him.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So, do you guys head into the room?
I will. Let me go in first because it's a gnome. I don't know if gnomes like goblins, but
Okay.
Well, probably the goblins put him there, so maybe not in this scenario.
I'm gonna walk over to the cage and talk with the gnome.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay by the door.
Yeah.
Oh, and oh, shoot.
Hmm?
I just noticed that there's kobold. Okay, I thought those were goblins. I was like, oh no. But no, yeah, those are the kobolds. So yeah, I'm gonna speak with the gnome and ask him who they are. Who
So-
are you?
He looks at you, and he's just like, "What? Wait, why have you not been captured?"
I point back at my friend.
Are you here to rescue me?
Depends on why are you here.
Months passed. I was
We-
on my way to seek my fortune and took the old road. My bad luck that goblins bandits caught me. I've been here ever since. My deity's blessing have kept me healthy. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd be dead from starvation and abuse by now.
Are the two of you speaking in Gnomish or Common?
Gnomish.
Hmm.
Just realized.
Yeah, Domish.
So, I I'm gonna. I told the gnome I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk over to the party and just explain what the gnome told me.
Okay. So as the rest of you enter the room,
Oh,
Meepos.
no. I was staying by the door.
Oh no, stand by the door. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I wasn't coming over and locking
as
us in.
as Grackle and Meepo enter the room, Meepo sort of like jumps, seeing the prisoners, and is like trying to get out of the binds to like help them.
Grackle will go ahead and take the ropes off of him so Meepo can go help.
Okay. All right. So
Peek in, and then I kind of look over to Hayava. I think we're gonna have to kill Magico and Draconic.
Yeah, I was like, I think you might be right. But
Meepo needs to
if there are people that need
do
our
a
help, we must help them. We are duty
strength
bound.
check. Okay, he sort of like pulls at the manacles, but is just not able to get even one of them like open.
Grackle's gonna help try and pull them off.
Okay, just give me a strength
Wasn't
check.
there a key on the floor?
What's that?
Was there a key on the floor?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think they might have said maybe skeletons.
Yeah, there were
Or-
skeletons.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're not able to break them.
I guess Hayabo would hear the commotion and maybe go in, see if she could help.
Okay. Just give me a strength check. Now, Fraz, what were you going to talk to everybody about?
I was gonna ask him if we should free the gnome because I did not want to act without talking with the group.
Grackle thinks we should free everybody.
Okay. With a loud sort of crack, one of the sets of manacles breaks open. The goblins look a bit confused and sort of look towards the door.
My friend's
Maybe-
back just pops every now and then, and it's really disgusting.
And Hayabu's just like,
Roll
ah, my
deception.
back!
What?
Roll deception.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I know, it scares the crap out of me. It's just.
All right. Can I get a deception from the rogue? The goblin at the front sort of looks at you and says, "If the manacles break, just use another pair. There should be plenty." And then just kind of goes back to doing nothing. All right. So,
All right.
Dwarven
Do that quieter.
and everybody else, what's the plan?
We've broken out one, right? Sorry,
One
go ahead.
kobold.
Grackle is a little bit unconventional for a barbarian. I actually have thieves' tools. He has had to make his way on the streets and pick locks and stuff. He's kind of an urchin, so I'm going to try and pick the next one instead of breaking the lock because that was really loud.
Okay, go ahead. Just roll a dexterity check.
Merker could be a chiropractor. You never know.
All right. So
Hope
You're
we're
a
Um,
lot thicker than me.
breaking.
That's ridiculous.
you grab the manacles of one of the other kobolds, and they're just like, shh. and then just like jam a little bit of a pin in there. Put a second pin in, like push them, and then just kind of turn it quickly, and it opens.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
And then I guess I'm going to try it to the third one.
All right, go for it.
Not so good that time.
Yeah, so you start messing with the final set of manacles, but for some reason the pins just aren't falling into place the same as before.
Stupid rusty manacles. I whisper to Hayava, "Can you break these?"
She nods like, I'll give it my best shot.
And I'm going to move over to the cage and ask Dorvin, want me to try and open the lock?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, so with a bit of a clang, you sort of try to break the manacles, but they just don't give.
Is he chained? Is he or she chained to the wall? Like, could I rip it out? Try to rip it out of the wall?
They're chained to a metal spike that's in the floor.
Can you pull the spike out?
Yeah, can I pull the spike out?
You can
Or
certainly
try and
try.
chain that's, like, touching the like is the chain that they're chained to rusted, or like the chain going from their manacles to the spike, is it kind of rusty, or does it?
It is a little bit rusted, but they're still very difficult to get through. It's a very large iron spike, so it's probably quite difficult to lift even if you were to move it.
Could I melt through it with fire breath, the chain? Which would probably cause a lot of
Your breath weapon
yeah.
is a little too unwieldy to do that.
Okay. Is it too much of a cone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barbecued kobolds.
I do not want to barbecue anyone.
Nope.
Okay. I guess I'll try and think of a way to get the kobold out, because I don't want to leave anybody here.
All right, Fraz, are you doing anything?
Remember, I asked Frasley if he wanted me to help try and get the gnome out.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell Grackle that if we're risking everybody, then I'd say
Okay.
I can rescue somebody of my mind.
In the cage, the cage itself looks pretty sturdy, but you could either bend the bars or probably pick the lock.
I'm gonna try and bend the bars.
Okay. Just a plain old strength check, please. All right. So you sort of brace yourself and grab two of the bars and just slowly pull them, and they start to bend just enough, and to the point where they touch the bars next to them. And that's just enough room for the gnome to be able to sort of turn himself around and stick his feet out, and then like slowly back out of the cage.
And then I tell the gnome, "Don't worry, these are my friends."
Would Hayava and I be able to like combine our strength to break the chain or the manacle?
You can give it a try. Who wants to try, and who's assisting?
I don't know. I have quite a bit of strength, but I don't know. I'd be happy to do either.
Out of character, I know you're stronger than me.
Okay.
But
Then
in
I'd be.
character, you just watched me like bend bars on a cage.
Okay, so
I'm 3.5 feet tall and I just bent iron bars.
So
I'm like this
Grackle,
mini Hulk or something.
roll a strength check with advantage. In the bottom left-hand corner, just click the ADV. That gives you advantage on that roll. All right. So the two of you sort of grab either side of the chain and just sort of slowly pull away from each other, and you feel at first it's just like nothing, and then all of a sudden you just sort of feel like the chain itself is getting just a little bit longer, and they're just a little bit longer, and then just one of the links just snaps.
Nice.
How loud is that snap?
Probably loud enough to piss the goblins off.
Oh,
Well,
can I charm? Because I got charm or mockery.
You would have to be able to see them to do so, Fraz. So
Got it.
you would have to move back out to cast a spell on them. However, Charm Person works on one person, and the other two would very much know what you're doing.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Spells like that are pretty obvious to everybody except the person you're casting it on. And if it fails, they realize what you've done or tried to do, and if it passes, they are obviously under the effect of it. So
Okay.
All right. At this point, we're probably gonna have to fight our way back out if
So
we wanted to escort the guys back out.
the goblins are very much getting antsy right now and move towards the door, seeing that there's a bit of a commotion.
Do we want to see if we can, like, I was kind of like, do you want to tell them that we're just taking the kobold prisoners with us or something? Like, Hayaba doesn't know much about goblins, so she's like, are they easy to convince? Like, I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody if we don't have to, but
I was just gonna breathe on him.
there's that too.
Roll initiative then. Okay. Merca, you're up first. If you're gonna react, if you're going to just charge first, then go for it.
mm, I'm guessing that if I were to shoot towards Goblin 9, my lightning breath, would that get
Yes.
2 in there as well? It would?
It would get all three of them.
Oh, you got all 3 of them.
Yes.
Is lightning a cone?
No, it's a 5 foot by 30 foot line.
Oh, it's a. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a
5
cone.
foot wide and it's 30 feet long. That's why I was wondering if it would
Oh,
get
okay.
get both of
No.
them.
No, it would only hit one of them at this angle.
Okay. I'm gonna holler at Hayaba. I'm gonna need some help with this, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna shoot lightning at 2, since it's the closest one. And I
Okay.
don't think that I've got my breath weapon on my sheet.
So,
I don't know that I do.
it needs to make a save. That is 8 plus your con plus your proficiency. So 8. What's your con? 8 plus 2 plus 2 is 14, or it takes 2d6
12.
damage. Okay.
8 plus
I
2
will
plus 2 is
make
12.
the dex save. Dex save. It's an 8. So it will take. I was just looking at it. It will take 2d6 damage. 2d6 damage. That is 9. Okay. So Goblin 2 takes 9 damage and is dead.
Nice.
So you sort of lean back to say a quick word to Hayava, and then just sort of without even them sort of knowing what's going on, you sort of take a deep breath and just throw this bolt of lightning directly at the goblin, just completely frying him.
Oh, I feel a little bad about it.
Sorry, I've got the hiccups, and then I moved to let everybody out.
36.
Go, 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 go. Oh, wait.
Give me a sec. Okay. So what's how long is the breath weapon?
30 feet.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, 'cause I was thinking about stepping out and using my breath weapon as well, because mine's a cone,
Okay,
fire cone.
go for it.
So I think-
Okay, so yeah, that's
And
your turn then.
I tried to move across the room, but my thing didn't move.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. There you go.
Yeah, I was just trying to get out of the way for them.
So I guess Hayava would like lean back and kind of be like, Kobold's like, stay here. Like, well, I'll try and take care of this so nobody gets hurt. But she'll pop outside the room, and then I also don't know how my breath weapon because I don't think I have.
No,
one.
that's okay. It Fantasy Grounds doesn't automatically create it, but I'll make a note here to do that. So it's 8 plus your con, which is 1 plus your proficiency, 2, so 11. So they each need to make a Dex save with a DC of 11. The first one passes. The second one passes.
Dang it.
So they take 2d6. So the first one takes 5 damage. The second takes 3 damage. Because on a successful save, they only take half damage.
Got it.
Okay, so the first one, Goblin 2 takes 5 damage. Goblin 4 takes 3. So, cool. Alright. And that's the end of your turn.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna move at it outside.
Yeah, just making
Uh,
a note to make sure. Okay. Yep, you're able to move
And-
past everyone.
I am going now. What's the difference between wounded and heavy?
It's how much damage they've taken.
Okay, so heavy is the worst one, right?
Yes.
So I probably should attack the wounded one with a dagger, a thrown dagger.
Mhm.
So so I drop the dagger on the wounded, right?
Yeah, so you drop the dice, the +4 on the enemy to see if it hits. It doesn't.
Oh,
Okay. Nothing on the fumble table, so nothing crazy happens. So you go to throw the dagger and it sort of slips out of your hand and just sort of lands next to you.
okay.
And you look quite embarrassed.
And then in turn, right?
Yep. Meepo is looking after the kobolds. Erky Timbers, who you haven't technically met yet, is sort of picking himself up. The goblin's turn. Okay,
Ooh.
so where is this? What does it say? The first goblin will disappear out of the room. The second will
That's not good.
step forward. So the second goblin screams
Oh no.
and charges towards you.
Me? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no,
With
no.
its scimitar attack. That's a hit.
Butts.
4 damage. So yeah, it lashes out towards you with its sword and catches just the right area to cut through the leather, the armor that you have, and leave like a fair bit of a wound across there. Crackle.
You shouldn't have done that.
All right, I am going to move to right here.
Mm-hmm.
To basically intercept the goblins that might be coming back around the corner because we passed those other two in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to my left and throw a hand axe at the wounded goblin.
Okay.
Where's Pucky?
That's okay. All right. Yeah, so you move to intercept the goblins that you know are probably coming this way, and throw one of your hand axes towards the goblin, but it doesn't connect, sadly.
Just goes completely wide.
You didn't throw it hard enough, so it's hit him, but it's not done any damage that you can tell. Okay. That's your turn.
Oh, sorry, me.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I will whip out my rapier and I'm gonna slash at the dude.
Mhm.
Oh!
Ah.
I am not amused.
Okay. Fraz,
Yes.
on your turn, you do remember that you have bardic inspiration.
Oh! Yes.
So on your turn, you can give up to your charisma. So you have 2 bardic inspiration dice to spend. On your turn as a bonus action, you can grant those to another player to use to add to like an attack roll or something.
Okay.
Okay. Is that everything then?
Yeah.
Okay. Just end your turn then, and it's Hayaba, I think.
I
Yep.
keep forgetting that little button.
That's okay.
And I can cast 2 per long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hayaba.
Okay, I was going to move next to the goblin. I guess I don't think she can stand next to Merca, because otherwise I'd love to intercept that damage. But see if we can dispatch this goblin
Mhm.
relatively quickly.
Okay.
I hope.
You can roll your attack with advantage this turn, because
Okay.
the goblin is pretty much surrounded.
Yes.
Didn't.
Okay.
All right.
Is that,
Didn't.
did I do it correct?
No, you didn't drop it on the goblin, but that's okay.
Oh,
That's still a hit.
I
So
guess.
just drop the
Okay.
damage on him. There we go.
Okay. Okay. So I'm supposed to drop both the dice and the damage on the token.
Yeah, so you drop the first
Oh.
dice on the token, and then if you hit, you drop the damage.
Okay.
No worries.
I misunderstood.
Okay, so yeah, you swing around towards the goblin and just plunge your sword, just kind of across his chest, dropping him pretty quick.
Yes.
So the one that ran out of the room, was he in this
Yeah.
like top section here and ran out there to the left?
He ran up.
I
As I
think
went
so.
up, yeah.
Up.
He ran
Okay.
north.
Oh.
I think Hayabu's just gonna kind of stand ready for like a horde of goblins to come bust those doors.
Cool.
Meepo, how many goblins do you think are down here?
All right. So end your turn, and then whoever's next. Sorry, Harvey. Can you end your turn?
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all good. Dwarven.
That dang
So-
arrow button.
The inspiration, can
I
I
know.
cast? So if I cast it, can I cast both at the same time?
No, it's just one.
Or
One at a time.
And when I cast that, does that count as my move or
Bonus action.
what is actually okay?
Yeah.
And I am going to cast it onto Grackle.
Okay.
There. So do I drop it onto Grackle?
No, that's okay. He now has inspiration.
Okay. And then do I need to do anything here? Because I think I will do one thing for Merca. I'm gonna cast the healing word on Merca just because they have 10 HP and we don't know what's coming next.
I don't think you can, because isn't Healing Word a bonus action too?
Nope. Healing Word's a full action.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no, Healing Word is a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Then sorry, Merca. I figured I'd give Grackle bonus action, and
I appreciate the inspiration.
It's fine. I'll die in a bit. It's cool.
Okay, that's the end of your turn.
yep. So I'm gonna end turn.
Okay. Okay, 30 feet. All right, so from that door up north comes 2 goblins.
Wounded and one, right? Or okay, good.
We got incoming.
And from near you, Grackle, comes another 2 goblins as well.
Come at me.
Okay.
You're inspired now.
The goblin will attack you with the scimitar. Oh, 21 is attacking. Attacking. That's a hit.
Oh.
5 damage. And let's see. Okay, the kobolds do nothing. The goblin that just came through the door is going to use its short bow to attack Hayava, but
Oh.
it's a miss, and it's Grackle's turn.
All right, I'm going to start my turn by raging.
Go for it.
How do I actually do that?
If you click the hourglass next to the rage, then click on the little icon that looks like a guy. Under the actions tab, you should have rage.
Yeah. I have rage, but I don't have an hourglass.
Sorry,
I
a
have-
magnifying glass. To the right of rage.
All right, I clicked on that, and then now what do I click on?
See the little person to the left? Just click on that. There you go. You're now raging.
All right, high pitched scream, and I am going to just start swinging. I'm swinging at Goblin 21.
Go for it. That's a miss.
Ah.
Really?
You can spend your inspiration if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Alright, roll a d6. That's still a miss.
No.
Of course it is.
I should have sung the inspiration to you. That would have been better.
Alright. Anything else?
No, that's gonna be it.
Okay. Okay, so if you end your turn, that brings us all the way back to Merca.
Can I hit Goblin 21 from where I'm at?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna take a swipe at him with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a butt.
Alright, so you sort of reach around the corner to try and swipe at him, but in doing
sorry,
so,
Grackle.
you lose your footing and fall prone.
Great.
You will have to use half your movement to stand back up next turn. But you haven't moved, so you could do that now if you'd like.
I'd like to go ahead and do that now. Brush myself off, act like nothing happened. Nobody saw that.
Okay.
It's cool. We're
All right.
fine. Shoot. I'm the worst rogue ever.
If I stand between where Dorvin and Grackle are, and I take up a defensive stance, could I intercept damage for both of them? For either of them, or do I have to pick?
Let me see. What do you mean defensive stance?
I guess that's like what I've been told it's called, where essentially if someone attacks, I can try to intercept the damage myself.
I'm not sure how those rules work, and I've never used them,
Okay.
so we'll just say
That's totally okay.
just say for now.
Everything I've heard about taking a defensive stance as an action, it adds 2 to your AC, but I haven't heard anything about
Taking damage from
taking
others.
it
Yeah.
for other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. That was just in my last session, which
That's
I don't
okay.
know if it sounds like he might have had
Might
his
have
own
been a
rules.
home rule.
I
Yeah.
think there's a bonus action where you can like take a bonus action to do something like that, but I don't think you have that at first level.
Okay.
I have to remember what the heck that was. So
Okay.
Mirka, move or you are?
oh, I stayed where I was at. I just
Okay.
stood up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No worries.
I'm staying around the corner,
Huh.
sort of.
Hey, I think I can throw a javelin, right? Or attempt to.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I guess
So
I will.
use the second.
Yeah.
The second
the little
line, the
bomb
one that,
icon.
yeah, that means
Yeah.
thrown.
Okay, I will attempt to hit Goblin 2.
Go for it.
Uh,
That's a hit.
Yay!
Yep.
Oh,
So you
Yay!
seeing the goblins come through the door, you're just like, okay, there's no chance of me scrambling over that barricade and getting to them easily. So you pull a javelin from your backpack and you just loose it towards the goblin, hoping for the best. It strikes him in the shoulder and he sort of twists around and collapses onto the floor.
All right. I think that's what I can do in the. You can only throw an action, right?
Yep.
That's an attack. And still.
Okay. So the healing word is 2 per long rest.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast it onto Grackle because he has 2 people right ahead of him. I know Hayava's hurt too, but
I'm not hurt.
I'm bleeding to
You're
death.
yeah. So I'm gonna cast the healing. Do I need to throw the dice?
Yeah, so if you click the magnifying glass next to healing word, grab the plus and drop the plus on him on Grackle.
Here you go, Grackle. I'm gonna heal you with this healing word.
There you go.
Ooh, nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I am gonna throw a dagger. I'm gonna throw that dagger down toward Grackle because I know we have one coming toward us, but I want to try to avoid Grackle getting
Killed.
hurt. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw it onto the Goblin 21.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay. And then drop the damage onto them, right?
Yep, drop the damage onto him.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you what is your instrument of choice as a bard?
Is that my inventory?
I would assume so. Let me check for you. Make it easy.
Oh,
You have
a
a
lute.
lute, yes. So you sort of strum the lute a little, and Grackle, you hear his words, and you sort of feel warmth over your body, and you feel some of your injuries sort of start to fade away. And then, Fraz, once you've done playing a little bit, you reach for a dagger from your belt and just sort of whip it straight through so that it passes between both your allies and it strikes the goblin.
Nice.
Just
End
end your
turn?
turn then. Okay. Meepo will. Okay then. What's his movement speed? 30 feet. He's going to charge into the room, look around, and then fire his sling at the goblin that's coming in. But that's a miss. Okay.
Swing and a miss. A swing and a miss.
The goblins here. One goblin enters the room
Oh.
and pulls out his short bow, sorry, and attacks Hayava, but is unable to land a hit. The arrow goes a bit crazy. Goblin 20 will move forward to attack Grackle with a hit.
Jesus.
God, I healed you, Grackle.
But because you're raging, instead of taking 7 damage, you only take 3. Goblin 21 will also attack. That's a hit. But you only take 1 damage instead of 3. Goblin 23 moves forward as well, aiming his short sword at Hayava, but is not able to hit. A third goblin appears from
Oh, jeez.
to attack.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah, so Hayava, you with your heavy armor and shield, none of these arrows are doing anything to you.
That
Okay.
makes me happy.
Grackle.
Get him, Grackle.
All right. I'm gonna swing my great axe at Goblin 21.
Okay. That is a hit.
Splat.
Instant death.
Yep. So if you
And-
do twice the amount of damage that something has left of health, it's an. Actually, no. I'm sorry. You did twice his total health and damage. That's why it's an instant death. If you do that much, if you do so much more damage than something has health, there is no chance of like healing them after taking that damage. So yeah, so you slash with your great axe, bringing all the force that you can down on the creature. You bring the axe with so much force that it passes sort of into his shoulder and just keeps going and comes out sort of just above his hip, and the top half falls backwards while the bottom half just slumps down into 2 separate halves.
Gross.
Splat.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
That's
however, since I can actually disengage as a bonus action since I'm a goblin, and even though I'm raging, I'm going to be smart about it and back away.
okay.
No.
No
Then I
problems.
can't get sneak attack if I'm able to hit anybody.
All right. That's the end of your turn. Cool. Merca.
Um. I guess. Shoot, what am I gonna do? I guess I'll step forward and I will try to hit this goblin down here, number 20.
Mm-hmm. Using your rapier.
Mm-hmm.
You lash out towards him, but he has a little bit of armor on that sort of catches the end of the rapier. Anything
I am
else?
not amused.
Nothing else. Okay.
Nope, nothing else.
All right. Hayava.
if there's like a foot wall, goblins are right.
Yeah, they're standing behind the wall.
Disadvantage stepped up to the wall, so it's taller.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay. I guess I will do it. So do I have to move up to the wall? I guess because it looks like it's 5.
Yeah, you'd have to move to the wall to attack them.
Okay. I'm gonna move a little bit to the side, I think, just so I don't have them more or less surrounding me. Which, sorry guys, I don't want to not defend you, but I will attack the goblin directly in front of me, Goblin 12, with my
Okay.
longsword.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, so you move forward and sort of like put your hip against the sort of section of wall in front of you, and then sort of just swing wide across the top of the wall with your longsword, carving a nice big red slash across the goblin's chest as he falls backwards.
Cool. All right. I move one as a bonus action, or can I not do that?
You are in the hazard area of another creature, so you will take an attack if you do move.
Okay.
The
then
only
I
thing
won't.
you could do is move 1 square to your right.
That's what I was planning to
Okay,
do. Was
yeah.
move to the right.
Yeah,
just
if
so
you were
I'd
to move
be able-
away from the goblin, you would take an attack. But if you're within
Okay.
his threat area, you can do that. So you can move to the right. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's
That's what I wanted
fine.
to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it.
I'm trying to decide if I do Bardic
Dwarven.
Inspiration or heal Grackle, because Grackle's pretty wounded, but
He's out
my
of the
alpha
way at the
has-
moment, so
yeah. So
I
I think
say-
Oh, good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if anyone, Merca is right in the line of fire, 2 enemies, I think. So,
that's
because I could
right.
do lay on hands afterwards.
yeah, Fraz, my recommendation, as you're a new player, I would Vicious Mockery the one that Merc is fighting.
Okay.
Because Vicious Mockery does, if it hits 1d4 psychic damage, and then that goblin would have disadvantage on its next attack.
So cast it on Goblin 20, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So click the magnifying glass next to Vicious Mockery. Then the button that says save, that little dice, drop that dice on him.
I am going to mock you, Goblin. You're such a smelly, ugly goblin. There you go.
He failed.
Ah!
He failed the save. That's a good thing for you, Fraz. He got a 0. He rolled a
self-conscious.
1. No, he rolled a 1 and had a -1 to his wisdom save. So,
Your schoolyard jibe calling him a smelly goblin was
So-
more than enough to work.
now go ahead and drop the damage, the blood icon on him. And there you go. You did maximum damage as well.
And that's not a
Nice.
bonus action, right? That's just
That's a full action, yes.
Okay, cool. So I will intern, but nice.
Good game. Good game.
And how often
Alright.
can I do that one?
Vicious Mockery is a cantrip, which means you can cast it every turn.
Ooh.
But obviously, it only does 1d4 damage, so, using a sword, using your rapier does 1d8 plus 2, so technically it does more damage, but there is that additional level of the disadvantage that it gains. Okay. So, Goblin 23 is going to get hit by a sling, and hit, and damage.
I like Meepo.
So, however, you sort of out of the corner, I see something fly like into your field of vision, and then hit the goblin sort of square in the cheek, and leave a fairly big bruise behind. on it. And you hear from behind
Ouch.
you a little bit of like a cheer in Draconic.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep him forever.
Disadvantage attack with a scimitar.
Can Meepo be our mascot? That's just adorable.
I'm just gonna keep him forever.
Mm-hmm. Pocket kobold.
Okay. Okay. Where is it? Alright. That is a hit, just barely. Even with disadvantage. And damage. Alright, so the goblin lashes out at you, Merca, and you feel the pain sort of across your chest, across your stomach,
Did
and
it not roll at disadvantage?
it did.
Aww.
You feel the pain across your stomach, and you feel a bit lightheaded, and then everything just goes dark.
I am dead.
Goblin 23. Actually, I need to make sure that setting is not turned on. Where is it? Player death.
Well, you're not dead yet. It says you're dying. You can still be stabilized.
Okay, yeah. Yes,
Guys,
and you
can't
still
you
have
use,
to
like-
roll your death saves as well.
Okay, I was looking at the damage exceeds hit points. Thing,
Yeah,
and I
no,
was
that
like,
just
wait, did he just
that
like do way more
means
than it?
no. So you had 6 health. He did 8 damage. So it's letting you know
Okay.
it did more damage than you had health. Just as a, I don't know why it specifies, but I think it's to be like you only took 2 extra damage. You didn't take massive shock damage.
Okay, I
So,
misread it then. I was thinking it was the
Hayava?
whole double thing, and I'm dead.
Okay. So the goblin in front of you lashes out with its scimitar, but misses so badly that the scimitar bounces off the wall in front of it, and it looks like the goblin almost dropped its weapon, and it's just like you can see that its hand is just like pulsing because it hurt from just smacking it so badly just then.
Okay.
Uh,
Can I use on hands on Merca?
on your turn, you can. If you
Okay.
can get it. If
All
you
right.
can
Sorry,
get
I
to
didn't
her.
realize.
The second goblin lashes out with its scimitar as well, but is unable to make contact with you. The kobolds aren't doing anything, so it's Grackle's turn.
Would you say I'd have line of sight on Goblin 20?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to throw my second hand axe at him.
Okay. Go for it. That's a hit.
Nice.
Ooh. Yes.
Got him. So you throw your hand axe up and over the kobold in front of you, and it sort of sails through the air over him, over Merca, and just sort of sticks into his shoulder, and he just looks so shocked that it's hit him, and then his face just kind of droops, and he just kind of hits the floor.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I didn't mean to roll that.
That's okay. Merca, on your character sheet at the bottom, where it says death save, okay, that's a success. Now it's Hayava's turn. So the way that death save works, before we continue, 3 successes, and you are self-stabilized on essentially 1 health, but you're still unconscious. 3 failed saves, and you're dead. Rolling a natural 20 on a success brings you back with 1 health instantly. A nat 20, or sorry, a nat 1 counts as 2 failed saves in a row. So, okay, Hiava, it's your turn.
Okay. I'd like to use lay on hands on Mirka, I think.
You would have to move to her to do so.
Ah,
It's a touch spell,
Mm.
so you'd have to move away
Oh,
and take
shoot.
2 attacks.
Okay. You shouldn't do this. I don't want
I
them
can
to
u-
throw stuff at her. You can.
I can use my healing at least to get some, right? Or does that not
Okay.
work?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
On your turn,
I
you
will.
can heal.
Am I allowed to move one to the right so I can? I'm basically putting myself between the goblins and her.
Of course,
for as
you
long
can.
as I-
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna move 1 square to the right, and I will take a swipe at Goblin 3. See if we can get him a little lower.
That's a hit.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, you lash
Cool.
out with your longsword again. It finds its mark and it cuts deep into the goblin's chest.
All right. And I guess that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
So I will
Dorvin.
do the bonus first, and that is healing word. So drop that on.
Yep.
On Mirka. I know you might be almost dead, but hopefully this spell can help you be less dead.
Okay.
I think I heard some terrible singing. What have I missed?
and now I can either do my dagger, the throwing, or like the mockery, which would be better from this distance.
In the end, it's up to you. It's about 50-50 how they turn out.
Okay, then I think I want to do the mockery again.
Yep.
Hey, Goblin 15. Or, I don't even remember, but hey, Goblin in the middle, you suck and all that, and I think you're about to die. Let's see.
Hey, you, the ugly one.
He-
No, the other ugly one.
He fails.
Wait, I fail or he
You know
fails?
what? You're
He
both
fails.
ugly.
Oh, wait, so then I do the blood, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
We're just ruining these parts.
Okay,
Yes!
yeah.
Oh!
So you call out to
Wow.
him. You call out to him. You feel the magic that you use as a bard sort of touch him, and to you, your bardic magic always feels warm, but as it sort of contacts with him, you feel this sort of reverberation of a chill move back towards you, and you sort of look at your hand like, oh, that was odd, and you look up again at him, and he's not there, like he's fallen over.
No.
However, you notice the goblin starts to sort of bleed from his nose and then collapse.
Oh. That was.
Bardic magic is no joke, I'll tell you what.
I guess not.
Just wait till he gets some
The
of his later
best
level
support
spells.
class ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just wait till he gets some of his later level spells.
Oh, I know.
Ooh.
Shit's gonna hit the fan.
I'm gonna in turn, and I'll do more singing. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. All right. Meepo is going to use his sling because it's all he's got, but he's not able
Oh.
to make contact.
No. It's okay, Meepo. We still love you.
The
Yeah.
He did a good job.
goblin is going to attack, but you know your armor is too good for a crappy scimitar to really bite through.
Glad I didn't crap out on my armor.
Crackle.
If I were to step up to that wall, would I be able to swing my axe over it?
Yes.
That was a stupid question. They can swing their scimitar over it, so.
Maybe they have the high ground. I don't know.
And as I approach the wall, I swing the great axe overhead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so close.
Yes.
That's a hit. Yeah, so
Splat.
Woo!
you just sort of jump up and like you take a run and jump and bring the axe above your head and bring it down because you know that going upwards over the over the little wall is going to be a pain in the ass. So you jump up and just bring the axe down, and it just feel it bite into the goblin, and then you just kind of wrench it backwards, and see that the goblin is no longer standing on the other side of the wall.
With a sound like a smashing watermelon.
hmm
Ew.
It's the watermelon trebuchet.
Is combat over?
Yeah, that's the end of combat.
All right. I guess Hayava kind of shakes herself because I'm sure there's a lot of blood on her now, and she's like, "Is everybody?"
I'm
It's
fine.
really
kinda...
It's comfortable down here. I'll be here a minute.
Grackle's gonna kind of slump to the floor, breathing heavily. Ow.
Yeah.
You too? Yeah.
So
yeah.
as your rage subsides, you start to feel the adrenaline is kind of like washing out of you, and the pain is taking its place. So you're starting to feel those cuts and bruises that you've just taken from combat.
Ow.
I'm gonna take a few minutes to breathe, and then I want to loot these 2 bodies next to me.
Okay.
Or I could just roll over and start going through pockets.
Hey, I want some too.
You found. Are you
okay.
keeping this all to yourself?
It depends. What do I find?
6 silver on the first one.
Okay.
Are you keeping that, or
What's on the other one?
the other one is 12 silver.
18.
I can only use lay on hands on one person, isn't that correct? Like I can't touch 2 people at the same time.
No, but you can use it multiple times. So you have 5 points to spend, aka 5
Hmm.
health to give, and you can lay on hands to one person for 2, and then lay on hands to another person for 3 if you wanted to. Or you can just do all
Okay.
5 at once.
Okay, I will. Gotta look at everybody's health pools.
I
So
think
you
it's
found
good as
18
well.
silver. Scruffy, what's the...
I will give Dorvin and Crackle and Hayava 4 silver, and I will keep the other 6.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
Use 2 points of
4...
lay on hand for Grackle, and then I'll use the other 3 on Merca.
Okay, so 9...
And is there any I can
9.
do? No, I've already used both of mine. Did a long rest.
16... 12. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, can you repeat that for the healing?
Sure, I was gonna use 2 on Grackle and then 3 on Merca.
Okay, done. Alright.
Cool.
Should we leave it there for today then?
That sounds good.
Because it's 1
That's a
o'clock
good
my
stopping
time, so...
point.
Yeah. Alright.
What?
I think
Want
next
to be
time
level 2.
next time we're gonna have to escort the kobolds back to safety, and then probably escort Urki out of the dungeon.
Yeah.
I don't stay that long though.
Well, you've gotten if you zoom out, you've gotten through a fair bit of the dungeon.
This is true.
You really have.
Yeah. I say the biggest thing we don't know is like what's ahead of us, because we know that like the stinky room is not too far up ahead of us.
I almost I'm
Mhm.
kind of wondering where exactly us is connected to the room, and I hope it's not.
That would be bad. We'll give
I'm
it
kind
the
of
old sniff
interested.
test.
What's in that room next to the fire pit? I'm kind of intrigued what's in that room too.
Alright.
Indeed.
There's a lot of doors we haven't gone in yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, there were a whole bunch of doors that you more than likely couldn't have gone into anyway. Because
I
of...
would suggest looting the rest of the bodies before we stop for the night, because we will never
Okay.
remember next time.
Okay, so there were 3... let's see, there were 3, 5, plus the 2 that we already looted. So there's
Sorry.
5 of them. Okay, so there is 1, 2... Yeah, okay, same thing again. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do you want me to dump all the silver into the automatic distribution thing for everyone?
That sounds like the easy way to do it.
Okay. So you found 15 plus 13 plus 13 plus 14 plus 9. So 64 silver pieces, which means everybody gets 16 silver pieces.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes.
We will discuss off stream when the next session will be. And
Sounds good.
I will definitely make a tweet about it and we'll go from there. So, thank you everyone for joining us. See you all later.
Thanks
And
for the
be
game.
awesome.